the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
I gotta get a witness. No!
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man.
I don't have facts to back this up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
That's true. Sometimes I cry.
Oh!
Lick my butthole, he laughed.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts, the Drunken Peasants.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Drunken Peasants Podcast. It's episode 1199. Doing it live, 1199. We got King Beard, got Hannibal, we got Monty. It's an all-star cast today.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Oh shit! Wait, we all stars? That's dope. I didn't realize.
Right.
Yeah, look
King
at us.
Beard, King Beard and me, obviously, but Monty, I had no idea was an all-star.
Well,
You
you
know-
know, start away with it.
I'm the best.
You know
I'm
what?
the best.
He was an all-star, but then he got canceled. And you know how he got canceled?
I have fucked both of my parents.
And listen, that's more impressive than you realize because typically Monty only fuck white women. So that was it's a positive. Yeah, I'm very appreciative.
Sometimes I
definitely-
really hate y'all.
It definitely made Easter weird as fuck last Easter, but you know, otherwise it's fine.
All right. That's fine. Laugh it up. Shit's funny. I know.
It is fun.
it-
It's one of the best Freudian. It's like a textbook Freudian slip. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Quick reminder, everyone, like the stream if you haven't already. And you're going to want to sign up for Patreon. We just got a new patron, like as soon as we went on the air. You should sign up for Patreon. One, because our Patreon has gone way downhill and I'm suffering. Like, no joke. The Patreon has gone way downhill. Patreon.com/DP. Please sign up. If you want the show to keep going, please sign up. And we're because of that, because of the extreme suffering I've been going through since the Patreon has taken a dump. Like, it's literally gone down like $400 to $500 in the last 2 months.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's just like the perfect storm. A bunch of bullshit has happened. So there's that.
Yeah.
We had some donation chargebacks too that happened. Like I've just been getting,
that sucks.
Yes.
That fucking sucks.
Oh, I
so
hate
hard.
chargebacks.
I've been getting ass blasted left and right. So I would ask that you guys please sign up for Patreon if you could. I'm going to start making some merch available at the higher levels, but obviously I don't have that ready yet. One thing that I'm coming out of retirement for Spin Till You Spew, our old game show that we used to play on Patreon. We're going to play Spin Till You Spew. I'm coming out of retirement. I said I'd never do it again, but I'm suffering. And it's me versus Jeff Holiday, one-on-one.
Oh shit.
Spin Till You Spew. Do you guys know what Spin Till You Spew is? Did you ever see us play that?
No, but I feel like I can get the gist of it. But please explain the rules to this game.
Okay.
This might need to be something that Hannibal and Monty need to
Nope.
participate.
All
We're
right.
not doing it. Whatever it is, we're not doing
All
it.
right.
I already like
So it's a game that is part trivia. So like there's several rounds of trivia, and at the end of each round, whoever's in last place has to spin this wheel. And the wheel has different types of liquor on it, like whiskey, tequila, vodka, rum. There's also a double space, and then there's a pass space. So if you spin any of the liquors, you got to do a shot. If you spin a double, you have to spin again and do a double of whatever it lands on. If you do pass, you pass it to the other person, and they have to spin, and they have to drink whatever it is. That's how it works.
Shit. Okay.
And we keep going until either someone gives up or they vomit everywhere. That's where we got the gif of Billy puking everywhere. That was from the first
Fuck.
Spin Till You Spew.
Okay. That's a little much.
man.
Shit.
I was there for that.
You were, you were there for that. Yep.
I was there for
It
that.
was like 5 hours long of me and him just getting super plastered. And then he had to do a double tequila and then just turned into like Old Faithful, like a geyser of vomit.
Fuck.
Yeah, he went off, man.
Yeah. Yep.
Fuck.
Yeah. So, and people asking, where's Billy? He's out of town. He'll be back on Saturday, which means if you want him to come back, that is, if you want him to come back, donate to the Patreon and also help us get closer to this goal, because if he shows up on Saturday and there's the goal is at 10% and he knows he's gonna have to be here for 7 hours, he might just leave. I don't know.
You don't want that. You don't want that.
No.
He's a sweet boy.
No.
Don't make a sweet boy leave.
So let's take a minute to catch up. So Pimp Monk, aka King, I'm just gonna call him King Beard for those of you who don't know. You guys are gonna be like, who the fuck is King Beard? That's Pimp Monk. So you've been doing TikTok, Instagram. You were doing Facebook for a while, but they ended the money there, right?
Yeah, that was making such good money too on Facebook, and then they ended the program.
That sucks. You know, Pimp Monk, I think I know you have health concerns about doing this, but I think the guy who was going to fight Billy in Nashville might have gotten like booted from the event. So I don't know. You versus Billy in a boxing ring, like Billy's doing it no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I do have the hernia.
Yeah.
And it's fucking huge, and but getting hit in the stomach and it burst and I died.
That would kind of suck.
Yeah, that would suck. That would suck.
Yeah.
But then Billy would, be the one that killed you. So that would suck for him too.
Then my fans would kill him.
Yes.
Whoa.
They would avenge you.
Whoa.
I would love to listen. I as much as I love Billy the Fridge and King Beard, I would pay front row seat money to see y'all fight.
See Billy get knocked the fuck out.
Yeah. You know what? I feel like Billy can take a tremendous amount of punishment. The way I really imagine it, if you're being honest, I think the first round is gonna be like a total slugfest, and then like rounds 2 through whatever is just y'all laying on each other's shoulders, trying not to pass out.
If I wouldn't go too right, one of us would probably get knocked the fuck out. And I'm old and I'm fucking broke down, so it'd probably be my big ass.
Yeah, the Boogie versus Wings of Redemption fight only had 3 1-minute rounds, so it didn't even.
Fuck.
Yeah. So I don't know. It would probably be short rounds and maybe only like 3 to 5 rounds. But yeah, he put out like a training video the other, not really training, but it was like a promo. It was a promo video right here. Check this out.
Myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comforts me, speaking words of wisdom. Bet on me, bet on me. I seen this kid. I swear I seen this kid. He was bumping his gums. He was running his mouth. He was saying some outlandish, ridiculous nonsense. I looked at this kid and I thought to myself, he wasn't the first name they brought up to fight young Bill Fridge. There were bigger, fatter dudes than him. And I got to assume...
Information segment. Time to learn something. The flatus tube is a real medical tubing that goes up your butt to stop fart pressure from building. It allows your butt leak stink air without alerting the Tripp County area.
Oh, cool.
Information segment over.
Thank you.
Want none. So I got to assume that OnlyFan is the fattest, dumbest idiot they could get to step to me. And that's cool.
Start the week with a girthy tip.
Whoa!
Also, been a while since I've seen Pimpy on here. Went from adorable shaved cherub to a proper bearded daddy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Well, he had like the like goatee mustache. Like the mustache into the... Yeah.
That's cool. Because I like them dumb.
Here he goes. Hitting the heavy bag. You're scared now, right, Pimp?
No, that crossover kind of sucks. What the hell kind of...
No, man. I'm treating it like an overhand right. I don't want to get hit by that.
Let's see. Let's examine this again. Yeah, he's ready to go.
I don't want to get hit by any of those punches.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me neither.
I don't get hit by nothing.
Yeah, Monty, what do you think about that? Monty? Huh? Huh?
Is he frozen?
He is frozen because his computer died and he's waiting for it to restart.
Oh, damn.
I got 5 more to just shit on Bill Fridge's technique. Boy's gonna break his wrist with that cross.
Exactly! That crossover was just not good.
Listen, he's gonna just put some more shoulder into it, and then he's gonna be like fucking King Hippo. He's gonna be rocking like one punch.
His pants are gonna fall out. You know that happened in the Boogie versus Wings of Redemption fight. Boogie's pants started falling down, and they had to tape them up. Check that. Oh, so Monty, what do you think of Billy's form here?
I have fucked both of my parents.
Well, that's kind of an odd analysis of Billy's fight form there, but we'll take it.
Is that a new position? Is that a fight position? I fuck my parents.
Listen, anybody who's willing to fuck their parents is somebody I don't want to fight at all. Okay,
I don't want to meet him in a dark alley.
Listen, he's willing to take it to a level I'm not willing to go to. So, yeah.
I will say this all jokes aside. Billy's a big old strong cornbread eating motherfucker, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, he hits you, it's gonna hurt, but now he don't want to hurt his wrist either. That crossover was not good, but now he big old cornbread eating boy. He can hurt somebody if he wanted to. Mm-hmm. So I'm just saying, I just don't want him to hurt his wrist.
When is the fight supposed to happen?
It was supposed to happen sometime next month, but I don't know what they're going to do now because I saw something that made it seem like the opponent got eliminated, like kicked out of it or something. Mm-hmm. So.
What about keep behind the camera, man? Keep behind the camera and he's a fight Billy.
Is there a cricket in here?
That's a goddamn cricket.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like a cricket for sure.
That's over here. Hang on. I'll fix it.
I think your mic is
New Orleans wood shit.
No, that's an actual cricket outside. I got to close this window.
Well, I think your mic is up too loud.
The motherfucker's in the forest.
Turn the game down -99, Monty.
You know Monty thinks he's white now. He's a black man out in the forest in the nighttime. You ain't white, Monty.
Is that better?
No, it's not better. A lot of shit. It sounds like you like right on, like you were deep throating the microphone. Right?
Hello, hey.
Put both of your crickets.
There we go. All right, let me fix this game.
Did you just kill that cricket?
No, I closed the window. There we go.
I thought he just squashed. He was like, "I'll take care of this." And he just squashed the shit.
We
give a cricket in the house.
Yeah, we Southern boys aren't terrified of that shit. But you know what? I gotta imagine the same has got to be true for like people that live in like Arizona and New Mexico. Like when they see scorpions, like they don't freak out. They just deal with that shit and keep it moving.
I accidentally killed one by laying on top of it. It was like on my bed because I used to live in New Mexico. Yeah. So I just like random. It was a whiptail scorpion. If you've ever seen one of those, there's a lot of.
Is that the one that was from Clash of the Titans?
Is that like a giant one?
I mean, it was. I don't know the name. It was a big scorpion and it would whip his tail out. So
Well, the whiptail's got that little thing in the end.
Yeah.
The stinger.
It looks like this. It looks like it's kind of horrifying. This is a whiptail scorpion.
Oh no.
Yeah. No. Kill that with fire.
Nuke it from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
Yeah. You kill that with fire.
So Eric July, he's a conservative libertarian commentator. He works for Glenn Beck and The Blaze. He has like 500,000 YouTube subscribers. He does this show on The Blaze, and he crowdfunded $4 million for an independent comic called ISOM. And we had our friend Vito on last episode, and he was like, the comic sucks, the story shit. He kind of went through it with us. He's like, the art's good, but the the story doesn't make sense, and it's very bland dialogue and like characters that don't make sense. So we went through it, and the whole time he's over on his channel being like, I'm not going to mention their names, but they're these people. They're just hating on me because they want clout. They just want clout from me, man. Like he kept doing that, and he'll argue with people who aren't creators and people who he thinks he can beat up on easily. But his excuse for not debating anyone who actually has a name out there is that, they're just trying to clout leech off of me.
You should let him know that you guys were the people that destroyed Milo Yiannopoulos' career and then fucking get him back.
Milo Yiannopoulos.
Yeah, here he is. He's talking about the people who give him shit. And how they normally look. I have a feeling a lot of his fans wouldn't be able to pass his fitness requirements that he's about to lay out. Because now he's saying he's not going to debate people unless they can like pass an obstacle course and fitness exam.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right.
He has to be attracted to the people he debates, apparently.
Yeah, they got to be fuckable.
Yeah.
So for me,
yeah,
it's like I'm gonna start reciprocating with motherfuckers, man, because
Kimbo Slice, though, don't he?
not as. By the way, I think he's only like 33 years old too, but he looks way older to me. I don't know.
Yeah,
is it the beard? Is it the full James Harden he's rocking right now?
Yeah, he does look a wish version of James Harden. You're right.
And by the way, he's also known as Young Rippa. So his comic universe is called the Rippaverse.
Oh my god!
And when I first heard it, I was like,
that's that guy. I know who this is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fuck him.
Yeah, I was thinking the Kelly Rippaverse when I first heard it.
Nobody latching on to my wagon. That doesn't apply to like EVS. I'm saying like anybody latching on to my wagon and attempting to do that. I said I'm going to start having fitness requirements for these fat motherfuckers who keep trying to nip at my ankles because they want to start a feud. Y'all going to have to start going through obstacle courses before I even talk to you motherfuckers. Straight up.
I guess I'll never debate his ass.
Listen, I'm curious. I need to know like what level obstacle course are we talking about? Like old school 90s American Gladiator shit?
I would hope
about 2010s like American Ninja Warrior shit.
That's too hard.
It better be like Ninja Warrior. It better be like Ninja Warrior.
You got to be able to like run up the side of a wall and all that shit.
And there he is standing at the end with 2 microphones so that y'all can debate.
Listen, if I make it all the way to the end of the gauntlet, I'm just gonna punch him in the fucking face. I'm not debate over.
So the character over on the right, that's Isom.
You can't debate me if you ain't got teeth. So
he just ripped off what was it, Black Lightning?
It's kind of a weird combination. You can see it on the left too, behind him on his wall. It's kind of a weird combination of different characters, as far as I can tell. The thing is that it's all shrouded in mystery because only one issue has come out, and we're starting to suspect that Isom gets his powers from Jesus, and that's going to be the big reveal. Yeah.
Listen, I would love a superhero that can turn water to Hennessy. I think that would be fantastic. And he should consider adding that to this dude's power set.
Yeah, if you look down like at his lower abdomen area where the belt kind of is there's a little cross down there.
Oh.
Yeah, so because Eric here is super religious, so that's what we think he's just trying to sneak in some Bible nonsense with this.
What if it's like how Batman has his utility belt? What if this guy has like his chastity belt? What if that's what that is? Yeah. Oh. He gets his power from not fucking bitches. Him and Nick Fuentes, that's where they get their power from.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the way, $35 an issue is what.
What?
God.
How many fucking pages is this book?
96.
Oh, that's a sizable. That's like so it's almost like a graphic novel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I can go for that. Yeah, I'm not gonna pass judgment until I read it. I want to read it first, but it just sounds objectively hilarious. I also imagine this dude being able to walk on water because he doesn't want to get his J's wet. I see how this could work. I'm actually starting to be intrigued. I like the idea of a superhero getting his powers from Jesus. I think that's dope. That's dope as shit.
Every time he saves someone, he tries to collect for the church building fund.
Yeah.
But I guess his character
build the rec center, y'all.
His character gave up the superhero life though to own a ranch where he hires many employees. Literally. I'll show you the trading cards in a second here.
Oh my God, he's got cards too?
Yes.
If you can't do, I don't know, fucking a bunch of burpees, or you can't fucking do some high knees, something, y'all gonna have to start going through fucking fitness requirements before I entertain these idiots and they because it's the same profile. Fat motherfuckers, usually they got glasses, out of shape, motherfuckers who nipping at my little ankles like, acknowledge me, Eric, acknowledge me. I don't like you, and I think your comic sucks. And
no, you know what? You do acknowledge everyone. You do. You're doing it right now. You just don't say the name, but we all know who you're talking about.
Hey, listen. I acknowledge my tribal chief, Eric July, okay? I'm doing it right now. I acknowledge him.
It's like, all right, bro. I know what you're trying to do. I'm not doing that shit. Fuck all that whack ass shit. That shit's fucking for losers. So I'm gonna start having to have a weight requirement for motherfuckers that are trying to nip at my ankles. Right? We said we were gonna do that. Somebody reminded me of that today.
Person gonna get that load, try to nip at your ankles, bro. Can't get back up.
The fuck am I doing? If you can't go through the obstacle course, then fuck it. We ain't got nothing to talk about. Like, so some fat motherfucker today was talking to us, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm okay. Let's."
You know who he's talking about here? He's talking about Mundane Matt, because Mundane Matt was talking about how his comic sucked. That's who he's talking about here.
Bait go live, and I was like, no. See, you only benefit from it. Your channel's dead as a motherfucker. You only benefit from that. We're not doing that.
But he'll talk to people who sound like they're mentally challenged and debate them all day.
Mm-hmm.
So
it makes himself look powerful.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Here's some of these.
I wouldn't say Monday Matt's not mentally challenged either.
Yeah. So
okay.
I saw.
Wait. Monty, as a comic book artist, right? Somebody who has worked on many comics and has a bunch of your own bodies of work in the work, like released and in the works.
Yeah.
I want to know, as a professional comic book artist, what's your opinion on this artwork and storyline? What do you think of this presentation?
I think the art looks good. I don't know enough about the storyline. I can't knock the art.
So the person at the bottom is like the Ripaverse version of the Watcher, the like cloaked figure at the bottom.
Yeah, the shit looks good.
Yeah, the art is definitely good. The reviews are not quite so good, and a lot of people who bought it just bought it to own the libs, like literally, because people have been like, because people who defend it, people who are like influencers are like, oh yeah, it's great, it's changing the game. It's like, well, have you read it? And they're like, no, I just have it like up here on my shelf, you know. So and the whole thing is like, well, we don't, because this guy, he's part of a thing where they're always bitching about how woke everything is.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, it's everything is so woke now. Like everything is super woke. Like everything that they don't like is woke.
Yes.
Yeah, that cricket was woke.
There's a lot of woke
shut that woke motherfucker up. Fucking woke ass cricket.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You would love nothing more than, oh yeah, I'm gonna get some. No, we're not doing that. And I know you can't touch your fucking knees, so you can't even see your motherfucking knees, let alone touch them. So until these guys start fitting the fitness requirements, no, we not going there. So monetize your haters, because of ISOM 2 we postponing it. But for sure, in order to get in the line, you have to meet a certain fitness requirement, because I'm tired of arguing with FATS.
with fats. and listen, you know the fats that he hates the most? Trans fats. Fucked up. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yep.
You ain't got enough respect for yourself to actually take care of your motherfucking body, and you gonna try to lecture me on any motherfucking thing, especially pertaining to business? No. Absolutely not.
What does the weight have to do with?
Yeah.
It doesn't. He gets really butthurt. Like, if he really was confident in what he does, he would just ignore it and not mention it.
Yeah. This is what he's a bitch. That's all this is. This is what bitches do. That's all.
Bitches do.
He's just a bitch.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know a lot of bitches that write dope comic books. So
we don't know this is a dope comic book.
We don't know that he's a bitch either, Monty. Okay, I'm just saying.
Well, he looks like a bitch and he's talking like a bitch.
I need to know more.
I bet the bitch smells like a bitch too.
Listen, I need to know more about the Kelly Ripa verse before I talk to you shit about it. I need to know more information. His beard growth is incredible. What are you using? Onion oil, black soap? Like, nigga, I need your secrets.
Juices and berries.
But yeah, just juices and berries. That's
he's using herbal essence because he's a bitch.
Was that a Coming to America reference right there?
Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
You know what? If Zoe, our producer, was here, I would tell her to drop one of Clues Bombs for you, Ben Pye, for knowing that reference.
Yeah.
Listen, whenever white people know black movie references, I am just so I am enthralled. I'm glad you my friend.
I've watched it multiple times.
It's a great movie. Fantastic.
Excellent movie.
The new one, not so much.
Soul Glow.
The new one,
no, that one wasn't.
I'll tell you what though, I liked the Prince music in it. Like, I was like, all right, so it doesn't get like a total...
I like the gag of the first wife coming back, still hopping and barking.
I thought it was weird that James Earl Jones just like died. Like,
yeah,
they're like, let's have him in, and then they just kill him off.
Obstacle course, or get your fat ass in shape so you can do the obstacle course, and then we'll have a discussion. But
also, who else remembers that Samuel L. Jackson was the robber at the restaurant?
Yep.
And he was the McDowell's. He was the McDowell's robber. Got his ass beat by Arsenio Hall.
Yep. Yeah, with a mop handle.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, I turned many of mop handles into bow staffs because of that scene. So
I'm tired of these fats, man. Straight up. Every profile, it's the same shit. I'm like, oh, who's trying to nip at the ankles today? Some other motherfucker I ain't ever heard of. Oh, he's a has-been.
Yeah, so the art looks good. He's not. I see people saying the art looks good. He's not the artist. He's the writer.
Yeah. No, he just knows how to hire an artist.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's pull him up, and I pull him up, and the motherfucker's as big as a walrus. And I'm like, God damn it, man! Again.
Walruses do be fat. I mean, listen, he making good points.
Another fat person. Okay, so we got to start fitness requirements for these guys, and we see you do the obstacle course, and then we consider.
It's funny because he works for Glenn Beck, who's not in good shape. He probably voted for Trump, who's not in good shape.
Mm-hmm.
That don't mean you get in. That don't mean we still go like at least have a discussion with you. It just means you're in line for consideration.
Does he think he's that fucking important?
That's because he's a bitch. Like,
yeah, I mean, they don't really need him to be present to trash talk his comic,
Yeah. Yeah.
If you can actually pass the fitness exam.
Yeah, nobody should try to pass a fitness exam because nobody should listen to a bitch.
No, listen. I need more information. I'm not calling this. I don't know this man. He might secretly be a genius. I don't know. I haven't read his comic book yet.
But he's on the surface a bitch.
I saw him. Okay. Son of man? Is that what that is?
Yes, pimp. I saw bitch. That's perfect.
You know what I'm saying? Tired of these fucking fats, man. It's getting.
Someone in the chat just Someone in the chat just made a good point. He just said that the comic's going to be postponed, yet he's streaming for like 5 hours a night complaining about people who don't like his last comic.
Yeah, he's like, look, listen, I need time to find time to work on my comic. Okay, I don't have time for that. I'm streaming right now, but like, if I wasn't streaming, I'd have to find the time to work on my work. I understand.
Yeah.
It's difficult being a creative. Like don't talk shit. Sometimes when I'm working on music, I'll take some time to think about when I'm going to work on music, and then I'll go online and stream with Monty for a couple of hours, and then I can get to work after, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
What's up, Red Eye? I see you.
Red Eye.
Well, Red.
Like, think about all those monetized you haters. Usually you do get the occasional like guy that's on the opposite end. There'll be some like real like skinny fat, like, out of shape pencil neck motherfucker. Or
what's a skinny fat?
It's like you're skinny but you're in bad shape. Like you still might have like a soft gut or whatever.
So
that's called a skinny fat?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's no in between. It's walrus or skinny fat out of shape chump. It's no in between. There's no in between there between my detractors. It's either one side of the spectrum or the other. But so both
everybody that's in shape likes him.
Yeah, anybody that can bench twice their body weight is a fan of the Rippaverse.
Yeah.
No, the average Rippaverse fan is very concerned with Black Ariel and the Little Mermaid and that kind of shit.
Listen, I'm also concerned about black mermaids, okay? Because that is something that terrifies me. That's why I don't go swimming.
Yeah.
Black mermaids.
Yeah, they might fuck you up.
Yeah.
Shape.
But she's saying the fuck out of part of your world.
Yeah. I haven't seen the movie yet. Everybody I know that's seen it has said it's incredible though. So I'm looking forward to going to the theater as an adult man and watching Black Ariel sing part of your world.
No, she's saying the fuck out of it.
Okay. Do you know if they bring up the transatlantic slave trade at all?
I don't think so, Hannibal.
Because it would have been the right time period.
Yeah.
At some point,
Ariel help is what I need to know. Like, did she
just sit idly by trying to hook up with some dude?
Yo, you remember when in Black Panther when Killmonger was like, throw me in the water with my ancestors that refused to be, that would rather die than be chained to bonded. Now they could be saved by the Little Mermaid, right? And look, and in Disney owns Marvel. It's all connected. It's a part of the universe.
Maybe Ariel was one of them. Maybe that's what happened. They became mermaids.
Can we change her name to Areola? I was thinking about the Little Mermaid the other day, and I realized if you really think about it, fucking Ursula wasn't a villain in that movie at all. She told our Ariel very clearly, said, look, listen. If you want legs so you can fuck that dude, you got to give me your voice. Here's the contract. I'm listing it all so you see what it is. And then what did Ariel do? She closed her eyes, turned her head to the left, and then signed the contract. That's on her. Okay, she signed a bad contract.
So Ursula's not a villain. She's just litigious, is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
I see.
Yeah, that's what she's like.
She did go through the proper legal channels to get a voice.
And when King Triton found out, or Neptune, or fucking
Triton.
Okay, Jason Momoa, whoever. When he found out about the contract, he tried to attack her with a sea lightning bolt, which I don't really understand how that works.
I don't like that.
Matt Joseph said, but she was a minor, so the contract is made void.
Wait. So we're only presuming she's a minor because she was 15, but in mermaid years though. So that bitch might be like 47. You don't know.
All right. Fair enough.
They age rapidly, so they're like Kes from Star Trek Voyager.
I'm thinking more like Grogu, right? Like she's
the other way.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Like it's like reverse dog years.
All right.
I'll be really y'all grown ass men discussing the little mermaid, right?
Well, why don't you have a fucking discussion, King Beard?
The point that I was trying to make is when King Triton found out about the contract, he tried to blow it up and he couldn't because according to the law of the ocean, the contract was legally binding and he couldn't use no type of magic to destroy the shit. All right? Hashtag Ursula was right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to destroy her property in order to break the contract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna move on from the Rippaverse. I just thought it was interesting. I'm gonna play you guys a video that made me laugh really hard yesterday.
Okay.
Why is it funny when people get hurt? By the way, like why is it so funny? I don't know. Check this out.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah, that man. Listen, he told him straight up, no flashing. Please don't take pictures of me.
Right.
And she's like, no, we're gonna still do whatever we want.
One more time.
Man, don't touch him, goddamn.
Put that fucking phone down. They didn't give you permission to put me on camera.
Seasoned. It's seasoned, I say.
Oh, that's seasoned as fuck.
Elephant slapping the shit out you. That's hilarious. I love
It was like, I'm tired of all these Caucasian girls coming around touching my shit.
Yeah. I like to just chill on this rock and do my thing, bitch.
And I would think that was like way softer than what the elephant could have done with an elephant. I would think an elephant's trunk is
that was
very
a warning
powerful.
smack.
Yeah,
that was a warning smack. That smack just said what we're not going to do is take pictures of me.
Yeah.
He the elephant video I think about years ago. You remember years ago when that dude, elephant fell on that dude or sat on that dude and his head was the elephant's ass?
Yeah. I've seen.
Yeah.
That was so fucked up.
Yeah. Can we watch it just one or more times?
Yeah.
He's like trying to tell them, like, don't take a picture.
Chill on this rock and sit down and do my thing. Put that down.
You know what? I also hate it how teenagers are always on their phones because I'm a curmudgeon. So that is also why I love this too.
Yeah,
can't you see I'm talking over here?
Goddamn elephant! You're sitting there taking pictures so you can fucking Instagram it.
Right.
Like,
oh, do you see those dumbass people that like they want to get a nice Instagram photo so they like get like 5 feet away from a bison, like a bison bull?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Or like they'll find like a moose or some elk or something, or like they get like really close to a fucking cliff and then take a picture and then fall.
And then they
off.
shocked that it attacked them.
Yeah.
I think that's like the cure for narcissism or something.
Dude, that's like these stupid asses. You can see it on fucking TikTok all the time. People who actually wreck their cars, and instead of calling 911, they TikTok it.
Yeah. I saw a video the other day of this girl that got pulled over by the police, and she just pulled out her phone and was like, I'm just gonna run. And then she literally tried to lock her door and drive off, and the police was like, nah, nigga. And then they bust the window out her shit. And then she was like, I can't even believe y'all did all this. Damn, it wasn't even that serious. No, you tried to drive away from a crime scene. They did exactly what they were supposed to do.
And you got all these people recording themselves do crimes. How stupid fucking are you?
Yeah. Listen, man. We value celebrity more than common sense.
Like that day I was watching this video where the dude was running in Walmart, stealing shit and running out and recording himself the whole time. I'm like,
wow.
I don't mind you stealing from Walmart, just don't record yourself.
Yeah. Just ring up all your high-end purchases as garlic like the rest of us do at the self-checkout and keep it moving.
Let me tell y'all something, man. A little secret. Y'all think y'all ain't being recorded. Y'all's asses are being recorded every fucking time y'all steal from the self-checkout.
No, the trick is you got to wear a mask that's not your face, right? What I did was I went and got a King Beard mask made. So every time I go to Walmart.
That's what I did.
Yep.
Well, if you get a King Beard mask, nobody fucks with you.
Yeah.
They usually,
that's King Beard.
Yeah, they usually just let me walk right out. Well, I still run out anyway just to be safe. But yeah.
I paid for this. Yes, I did.
The King Beard ain't running no goddamn where.
I totally paid for this.
Walk slow. I can't even walk there.
I really don't like the ladies from The View normally. I think I like Whoopi. She's probably like the only one I like.
Yeah,
I like Whoopi. I like
Whoopi Goldberg.
It's probably a Star Trek thing, honestly. Like if you're on,
for sure.
But so Tim Scott, the one of the Republicans running for president, he got into an argument with all the View ladies, and it was pretty interesting. So I thought we'd go through that.
I'm so happy when you tossed your hat into the race.
She's the youngest one is always the only Republican on the panel on The View too.
Is that what the best looking one?
Elizabeth Hasselbeck. Yeah, you're right, because it used to be like Elizabeth Hasselbeck.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, wait. Would you have said that was still true when McCain's daughter was on there? Was she still the attractive one?
Out of all of
not horrible looking though.
Who else was on it then?
I mean, compared to Joy Behar, that's the fucking
maybe.
Yeah.
Compared to Whoopi and Joy, yeah.
Yeah, it's the fucking fuck.
Oh damn! You know what happened? I think our stream got like temporarily suspended for playing this shit. So we'll be back.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Boo. Boo.
Boo. Boo.
Whoopi strikes again. Dad, come on, Guinan. You know we support your people in Star Trek.
Yeah, we'll be back in a second here. But I guess we can't watch this anymore.
There we go.
Yeah, you're back. Our stream got temporarily taken down, but it'll be back up in a minute here.
Okay.
This has happened before.
Oh, Monty, your mic is super hot again.
Again?
Yeah, it's like anytime you leave and come back, it boosts everything.
Yeah, I didn't touch anything on the mic.
Fucking it up, Monty.
Let's see.
Whoopi Goldberg was just about to get in Tim Scott ass, man, and you was all gone.
Shit. All right. Let's see what I can do.
Yeah, we can't even. Let's see.
I guess so, because I guess it would be a combination of the audio and the video in tandem would get it flagged because it's ABC, right? It does The View.
Yeah, but normally we can watch this kind of stuff.
You know, Monty and I, we had a segment on our show that got flagged the other day for we were looking at that Oakland A's baseball announcer that said that he had went to the Nigger League Museum.
We back.
Probably just when Hannibal said that.
Yeah.
Oh, man, right.
All right, so ABC doesn't like us watching this, so we're gonna have to move on from it. Apparently, even though there's a bunch of other clips. The funny thing is that if I edited this into a video and reacted to it, it would be fine. It's only because we're watching it live.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
We like I was telling Ben Pye a second ago that Monty and I had a baseball video that we watched where an announcer said a naughty word on TV, and then it showed it cut to maybe 5 or 6 seconds of an actual baseball game, and we got that, and then they flagged that part of the episode because of those 5 seconds.
That's
that
such
baseball
trash.
game was on. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, YouTube is...
Who is that dude?
The thing Tim Scott has going for him is he does actually seem somewhat genuine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Except for he can't genuinely answer a question.
Yeah, I am curious for the DP audience that is watching that tends to lean conservative in political and voting matters. How do y'all feel about Tim Scott? Is Tim Scott somebody that would get your vote?
Probably not most of them. You know, we can pull them really quick. Anyone watching right now.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know. I when I look at Tim Scott, I laugh my ass off just at the way that he effortlessly dodges questions.
They all do that though.
Yeah, I know, but he does it in such a because everybody else is dodging questions about Trump. He's dodging questions about Trump and being black in America. He's like, hey man, racism doesn't exist, but then also has told a story about some racist cops that wouldn't let him into the Capitol building in South Carolina.
Yeah.
Yes, like I'd like for people that lean conservative or vote conservative or vote or independent. I'm curious, would you vote for Tim Scott? Would you consider voting for Tim Scott? Let us know in the DP chat. And also, if you haven't already, like the stream, share the stream, subscribe to Drunken Peasants, and go ahead and join Patreon.
Yeah, please like the stream because I find that a lot of times the notifications don't go out for us anymore. So we're just getting ass blasted around every corner these days. So
YouTube fucking sucks.
It does. It really does. Yeah. So I'm gonna
say that because I'm not really considered a YouTuber anymore. So fuck YouTube.
Right.
Yeah,
listen. I do miss the morning wood, pimp. I mean, King Beard. I gotta start calling you King Beard from now on. No, I wanna listen. Before I was Hannibal the Beat Animal, I was Ill Games, and it was a transition to go from one name to the next. So I'm trying to respect I'm trying to respect your transition, sir.
I'm gonna get y'all's asses over fucking TikTok. Because I'm about it. If I could go back and find the clip, I was talking about your show the other day. I was telling my buddy Lurchums, I was like, by the way, check out Lurchums. He's a hell of a rapper, freestyler, badass motherfucker. Anyways, King of Rhode Island. But anyways, I was telling about y'all's show and how your style would fit with his and all that shit. So I think y'all would do good over there. I know Ben would, because Ben can actually do a show without cussing a lot and saying things. And so yeah.
Mm-hmm. I listen. I'm here for it, man. Monty is too. When he's awake and not fucking Meemaw and Peepop, he's with the shits.
and look, and I'm the first one to tell you, people with money. Yeah, there's money in it.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I think I do way better at the lives on TikTok than I would doing the little clip videos.
Well, you're a live guy anyway. It's what you've been doing for years. That's mainly anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think so. I'm really serious about us four doing the fucking 2v2 battles, man.
That would be amazing.
Y'all would never beat me, but still.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
I
do. Here's a video of this. There's this town right next to the town. I live in Bellevue, Washington, and there's a town right next to it called Sammamish. And it sounds like Sandwich. It's like a native name. They required their city council to go to diversity, like everyone went to like this diversity training, and they covered LGBTQ issues. And this city councilman commented on it at one of their latest meetings.
Oh yeah, I know. I've seen this video.
Yeah, this is like the next town over from me. He's an Islamic guy. Here it is.
Next on our agenda, we had added the topic that
usually these city council meetings get like 200 views on YouTube, but this one has like 10,000 views. And
Commissioner Fayed. Would you like to?
He also owns a bunch of restaurants around here too, and I saw that Yelp like blocked reviews for their restaurants because that happens when someone like starts getting canceled. If they own a restaurant, they'll like block the reviews temporarily.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Wait, what kind of restaurants does he have?
Lebanese restaurants.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. I was wondering if he had kind of stuck in the pocket of his culture, or if it was like, or he started.
What do they serve at Lebanese restaurant?
Lebanese, tabbouleh,
shawarma.
Yeah, shawarma.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Shawarma's
based. Going to have a space problem and still make an order.
Yeah, listen. Monty makes the best shawarma. It's basically like Arab tacos with barbecue sauce on it. Monty makes
you put barbecue sauce.
Yeah,
on it.
you put.
It was delicious. It was fantastic.
Animals like me put barbecue sauce on every damn thing.
Listen, I'm finna eat my girl ass in a second with some Sweet Baby Ray's.
I'm giving the time to speak about this topic. So, what I'm gonna say is not gel well with some people.
but I want to be honest. I don't want to become up,
He didn't have to do this too. He like chose.
He
he's
should
like
probably not say whatever he's about to say.
yeah, because he's like it might not gel with some people. It's like if you have to say that, you probably shouldn't say it.
Up front with my belief and what I want to say. And hopefully, I'm not trying to insult anybody or trying to praise anybody, but it's feedback based on the conversation that we had with regard to the training that we had with regard to diversity. So as my background as a Muslim person, it is my duty in my belief to speak or to promote goodness. And when I see certain things that are not appropriate and not right, to at least speak about it, right? Everybody has the right to speak about and say something. Right now. When you see certain things are going in the right direction, say something good about it. If something's going in the wrong direction, it's good for people to speak about it and to provide their opinion. So
hole's getting deep.
One of the key thing that I go by in my life is a verse from the Quran that I would like to recite right now.
Now he's going to recite something in Arabic, which most of the people there cannot understand.
Says,
I'll translate it.
Okay.
الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا.
Oh, that's move your pizza to Daddy Green's Pizza.
Exactly.
You know what, Zoe? Dropping the clues box from what too. I appreciate obscure black movie references. I like it. Go ahead.
أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم إن الله عليم خبير. So this verse in the Quran,
yep, cockring.
says, "O mankind, O people." It is not all Muslims or all Christians or all Jews or all men or all women. O mankind, all mankind. Verily, we have created you from a male and a female, and we have made you into nations and tribe, so that you get to know each other, not so that you despise each other and hate each other and fight. So you get to know each other. So part of the creation is that we are here to get to know each other, to learn from each other. So which is really a good thing. So one of the things that I learned from the presentation and was an eye-opener for me, because in my background, where I come from, we don't have these discrepancies between, people of different colors, different race, different backgrounds. So,
good for you.
And it was,
because they're pretty much all the same race and background.
Yeah, right.
It clicked to me to see how people were disenfranchised with regard to their color, and then they were deprived from.
There used to be a lot of Catholic Lebanese, but they all got chased out at one point.
They were created this way. They were created.
They were putting the Lebanese kids on their knees.
This way. Like, for example, one time I was invited in Florida to give a speech or the Friday sermon at a prison with the chaplain of that.
Get to the fucking point. Who invited you to give a speech?
Yeah. Now
I'm definitely waiting for him to get to it.
Oh, you guys are gonna laugh at his little anecdote here. He went to some prison, I guess, as almost like a Muslim chaplain, because they and you'll hear what he says. This is hilarious.
Was a federal maximum security prison. So I went in and I gave the Friday sermon, the Friday speech, and when I finished, there were also people who are not Muslim who attended the speech. They wanted to hear what we're talking about. And I got one of the best comment from one of the inmate. He came to me, and he was an older black person. He came to me. He says, "When I look at you, I see a black person. I don't see a white person." This is
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. He just light skinned. That's all.
Yeah.
Is how close he felt, when we need to embrace each other, and specifically people we're created.
I'm calling bullshit on this
certain
story anyway.
ways, but then to club certain people who choose a certain lifestyle.
I'm gonna make him wear my little dog as a hat. Hold on.
I like the
Booby.
Nice. Yes. I love that dog. That dog.
You know what? If he went to the prison wearing that tracksuit, they might have been like, yeah, he just light skinned.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute. That's cute.
All right.
And say they are among the minority, I don't believe that is the right thing. And I'm going to be very specific. The LGBT community, and specifically creating a Pride Month for them, these are some of the most wealthy, the most connected people. I had a person who reported to me at Microsoft. He left Microsoft for a job to be an activist in that community that pays double what he was making at Microsoft. So these are not.
Pause it. I call bullshit. Bullshit. There's nobody making six figures at Microsoft that was like, you know what? I get paid more to be an LGBTQ plus activist. Yeah. I call bullshit on this conversation.
To anyone that I have had lunch or dinner with recently that is part of that community, I want my money back.
Yeah, they should have paid.
I can't believe it. You mean to tell me they was paying out this whole time? You mean I've been out here supporting these niggas for these people for nothing?
Yeah, like y'all got money like that?
Supporting the Microsoft community, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Minority people who are disenfranchised, and then we need to club them as part of the minority people. So, in my opinion, these are people that are promoting diseases and infestation into the mind of our kids in schools. So we as a community, we should stand up for this, and that's...
Yeah.
These are the people that still believe in 2023 that you can, like, catch gay.
Yeah. Yes.
That's not how that works, man. You know what I'm saying? That's not... You think, like, I watched every episode of Will and Grace on NBC. I didn't even get a little gay, and that show was very
bullshit.
gay.
In Muslim country, there is a N-word in the Arabic language that is used against African/black Muslims. The Quran also says sperm comes from the back of the ribs and women are not their equal.
It doesn't come from the back of the ribs?
That's what I thought.
You mean to tell me all these years I've been avoiding eating ribs for nothing? Damn.
My belief, and that's where I come from.
It adds flavor.
That I don't believe this is the right way of life. God created us a male and a female. And to go against the creation of God and to spread diseases in the community is something that we should speak up against, or at least I would like to speak.
No, his only problem is he was watching porn one day and got more turned on by the dick than the pussy.
That's what it, for sure. For sure.
Speak up against, because that goes against my belief. So that's what I would like to share. I believe in diversity. This is my life. I love the diverse community in Sammamish. But if someone wants to choose a lifestyle, that's to themselves. They decide on themselves. They do it privately. That's theirs. But to go and make it a thing to promote this in every movie, in every TV show, everywhere, teaching our kids and poisoning our kids with this, I don't believe this is the right thing to do. So I appreciate the time that I was given, and I wanted to share my opinion on this.
There's an awkward silence after this.
Part of the training, I don't believe that LGBT should be part of the minority.
Hilarious.
Wait.
And building on the training that we've had and different points of view.
I don't think that training worked on him, bro.
No.
It didn't work.
It didn't stick.
And he's gone now.
Hilarious. This man is listen, there are a lot of people that still believe that you can catch gay. And there are so many people that still, in 2023, there are people that still believe you can catch gay and that the earth is flat. There are people that believe both those things.
That is pretty batshit crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them that really believe that it was like, oh yeah, there was this gay couple in this Disney film.
Now donated $5 on Streamlabs, the goal would be met. What's stopping you?
That would be pretty awesome. All right, I'll tell you what I'll do.
Like Egghead?
And I'm only doing this for your entertainment. I don't find this comfortable to do in this space, but if once we hit 20%, I'll take one of these psilocybin mushroom pills that I have.
Oh shit.
And then when we hit 30, I'll take another one. We hit 40, I'll take another one.
Listen. I don't want that for you. I think we need to find another way for you.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. By the way, here's this dude's restaurant. I was looking at it. I'm like, oh, it looks good.
It might look. Listen, it might be good. I like. What does a hateful restaurant taste like? I bet the food delicious there.
Here's some shawarma.
Waffle fries at Chick-fil-A, delicious.
So they got chicken and beef and lamb shawarma. Looks like they got some I think basmati rice.
I love long grain rice.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, it looks delicious. Yeah. I love it.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't look as good as Monty's with the barbecue sauce on it, but it looks good.
You put the barbecue sauce on. Here's Lebanese pizza, which I'm guessing they call it pizza, but it's probably just flatbread with stuff on it, and it resembles a pizza, so they call it that.
That's exactly. That looks like naan with some just random sauce on there.
Yeah. So.
Damn, my man was just like, listen, they are not a minority group. They make a lot of, I know a guy, he personally knows somebody that made a lot of money working for Microsoft that quit LGBTQ plus activists because it pays more money. All this time I've been an ally for fucking free. Ain't that some shit?
Yeah. And he, I mean, we are in Microsoft land here, so he probably did work at Microsoft and made a bunch of money and then retired and bought these restaurants and shit. Monty, your mic is like super boosted again, too, by the way.
Again?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even understand how that's possible. You using the Yeti mic, Monty?
Yeah, this is the Yeti.
Whoa, hey, you coming in hot, brother. Dude, calm it down for a second. Blowing out my eardrums real fast.
Oh no, my little dog is. Hold on. I gotta let my little dog out of the room.
Hilarious. Yeah, I know a lot of people that still. I mean, not like I'm sorry. I feel like I come across a lot of people that still believe in some fashion that you can catch gay. Like if you watch certain TV shows or listen to certain music, you can catch gay. Like you remember in the 80s, in like the 70s and 80s, there was like a fear that if you listen to like too much heavy metal music that you would become like a Satanist.
Yes. Yeah. Dungeons and Dragons too. That was another kind of satanic panic.
Yeah.
And trust me, you can't catch gays. They run really fast.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, maybe so. I saw this video of some guy, pretty young adult, walking down the street, and he saw a cop car and flipped it off, and the cop like tried to arrest/detain him, and the way he handles it is so good. It made me laugh really hard. So check this out.
Why you giving me the finger?
I'm walking away.
Huh?
Oh, shit. Am I free to go?
Why you giving me the finger?
Am I free to go?
No. Come
For
here.
what reason?
Why you giving me the finger?
I'm free to go. Am I free to go?
What's your problem?
Am I free to go?
No.
What, do you have a problem?
No.
Do you have a problem?
No.
You don't have a problem? Then I can leave.
Why you giving me the finger when you're walking? Get over here.
Why?
Because.
Is that a lawful order?
Get over here.
For what reason?
Because you're giving me the finger.
That's legal.
No, it isn't.
Hey everybody, it's James.
Oh, that was foreshadowing. Let's see here. Let's skip to this part. So.
No, you're not.
What?
Get over here.
What?
Get over here.
Why?
Because.
Is that a lawful order?
Yeah.
For what reason?
Because you're giving me the finger.
That's legal.
No, it isn't.
Says who?
Says it all.
Pull up the law.
Huh?
Pull up the law.
What's your name?
What's the law?
What's your
What's
name?
the law?
What's your name? How
What's
old
the law?
are you?
I appreciate it. Have a good one. Fucking pig.
Whatever.
Fuck you.
What?
You heard me.
Come here.
I'm afraid of you?
Come here. Get over here.
Get over here. He's going scorpion on him.
I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it.
Only way you can do this, Hannibal.
Yeah. I would never do. I would never recommend any black person of color.
I'm not doing anything illegal.
Yeah, you are. You just cursed me off.
That's not a crime.
Yeah, you are. You just cursed me out. It's like, no.
Yes, it is.
Says who?
Says me.
Says who?
Turn around. Come on.
Bro, that is not a fucking crime.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Why you cursing me?
It's not a crime.
What's your name?
It's not a crime.
What's your name?
Help! Help!
No help.
Help!
So then he turned off his body cam.
That's not good.
All right, so the backup arrives in a second here.
Right now because I was cursing at him, and he said you're being detained
Because you're acting strange.
what? That's not legal.
It is legal. He's allowed to
Who is
detain
this
you
kid?
until he performs his
So what am I
investigation.
doing then? What am I doing that made him detain me? What legal right?
Every time I rode by him twice, he shot me the finger. So I turned around and said, "Well, you're
Is that a crime?
No problem." Then he tells me
This
that's not a
is
crime.
causing public disturbance.
Then he tells me to no.
It's causing a public disturbance.
Yeah, he's on the side of the road. First off, where's the public?
Yeah, I don't see any of the public there.
That's
Oh,
not
amazing.
Yeah, he got butthurt. The cop got butthurt.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
That's not a crime. That's not a crime. He's looking at you because he's like, what the fuck you want me to do? Because it's not a crime. I know my rights.
Who are you?
Who are you?
I don't have to say any of that.
You do if you're being detained.
What's that?
You do if you're being detained.
For what reason?
What is your
legal
name?
reason am I being detained for?
Where are you coming from and where are you
What
going?
legal reason am I being detained for? I need to know that. Legally, I need to know that.
Yeah, legally they have to give you that information.
Shooting me the finger.
Why are you?
Is that illegal?
Why are you flipping the bird? Yes, it is. It's causing a public disturbance and a public alarm if you are cursing.
So
in
a
public.
single one.
It's causing him being detained is causing the disturbance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen. In Jay-Z's 99 Problems, in Jay-Z's 99 Problems, in his third verse, he talks about getting pulled over by the police. And Jay-Z said very famously, "My glove compartment is empty, so is the trunk in the back, and I know my rights, and you're gonna need a warrant for that." Right?
Yep.
That shit does not work. Do not do that. If you are a person of color, do not do that shit, okay? That shit does not work at all. That shit only works for white people and the TV. That is not a real thing. Do not do that shit at all, okay? This guy, I am amazed at how long this exchange has gone on and him not be put in fucking handcuffs.
Oh, wait till you see how it ends.
Okay, all right, I'm waiting.
I think he is in handcuffs though right now, temporarily.
Yeah, right now he is.
I think he is.
Okay.
You're being a nuisance to the public.
In what way? When he's driving past? That's singular. Well, I'd like to see you guys prove it in court.
It's called causing a public disturbance.
I know the law.
By being a nuisance.
I know the
okay?
law.
All right. So at that point, what he is doing is he's not saying you're being charged with anything. At that
I'm
point,
just
he is
figuring out
detaining
what's wrong with you.
to make
What's
sure that
going
there
on?
is nothing
Make
wrong.
sure you're okay.
Make sure that you're okay.
What reason does he need to detain me?
He thought maybe he thought you were signaling him down. I'm not sure.
Hey, Mr. Officer, help me!
Come here, I gotta talk to you.
Signaling to him?
No, you knew very well that I wasn't signaling to you, right? I wasn't signaling
Well,
to you.
you bring attention to yourself.
That's not signaling.
You're acting strange. I'm making sure you're okay.
Dude, that's so funny. Like, you're not here for my safety. You're not trying to protect me.
How do you know?
You're walking on the side of the road and you're cursing and you're flipping the bird.
Once at him. I gave him the finger once. That will not hold up.
Do you know him?
That will not hold
Why
up
are
in
you
a court
giving
of
him the
law.
finger?
That will not hold up in a court of
Why are
law.
you giving
I
him
know
the
my
finger?
rights.
Do you know him?
It's not your business.
Do you know him?
It's not your business. I
It is
plead the
my
fifth.
Yeah, you don't have to say shit. You don't have to say shit.
You guys make nothing out of
So,
something.
by you cursing and using vulgar gestures,
So what's the First Amendment for?
It's causing a public.
Is this like Ben Affleck, the police officer, at the bottom left?
I am just.
What's the First Amendment for?
The First Amendment is for your freedom of speech. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
What does that have to do
He
with?
is free to flip
Was
a
I making
cop
a
off
joke?
and free to say whatever he wants. That's freedom of speech.
Call to action? Was I making a call to action?
Swear words are protected
Was I, like,
language,
when you
bitch.
threatening you in any way? Did I threaten you?
Do you understand?
You know what a call to action is?
Do you understand that you're acting?
Is that a call to action? Am I calling for an action to be done against you? No.
Do you understand that it is not? Listen. It's behavior that's out of the ordinary.
I understand how it works.
So therefore,
but legally,
he stopped
it would not
to talk
hold.
to you. Clearly, if he stopped all the way back there, I'm assuming you guys were back there and you just
We
continued
went
to
back
walk.
a bit further.
And you just continued to walk.
I wasn't running. I told you that I was free to go, and you all of a sudden
stop, and you ran down here. That's
I wasn't running. I was walking.
Paul, you're running.
Shoot him or something. Get it over with him.
Just the idea that he could even say to the cops is that, look, listen, I had the right to leave, so I left. I'm like, you can't do this, man. This shit not real, okay? You can't do this shit, all right? I had the police pull my whole body out the top window of my car, okay? Like literally, the cops pulled me over. I stuck both arms out my window. I put my driver's license in one hand, car insurance and car registration in the other hand. Cop walks up to my window and asks why I got my arms stuck out the window. And I was like, because I don't want y'all saying I was reaching for nothing. And the motherfuckers grabbed my arms and pulled my whole body out the top half of the car. Okay, so when I see shit like this, this doesn't even compute in my world. This is not even a real thing. You can't talk to the police like this. This is not a thing, not at all.
Oh, he goes hard on them eventually here too.
Stop. You're supposed to stop.
I did stop when he originally said it, but I was asking, is it illegal? Is it a lawful?
And he took off.
Yeah, because I kept walking because you weren't pursuing at the first. You only started pursuing because I said, fuck you, pig. That's when you got a little upset.
Okay, so
we're
here at this point now, okay? You've brought the attention to yourself. You've caused the public alarm.
Yep.
So now...
Well, I'd like to see you legally hold that in court, because...
I'm not charging you with anything, so I don't legally need to hold anything in court.
Well,
what I'm doing is I'm trying to figure out why you're walking on the side of the road, okay, and why you're continuing to signal to a police officer.
I wasn't signaling.
Okay.
See, now you changed the story. Now you're changing the story. Was I signaling, or which one was it?
So what were you doing?
Well, I want to know from your perspective. What was I
pulled up onto the scene, so you tell me what you were doing.
To bring you attention.
I plead the fifth. You fucking idiot. You're a fucking idiot, dude. How long have you been a cop, Prince?
Longer than you.
Listen.
Longer than you? I'm not a cop, retard.
Man, listen. I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop. I know it's coming. I know it's got to be coming. All right, police don't. Oh, okay, we gonna see. We gonna see.
You're fucking retarded, bro.
Listen.
Yep.
What? Like, I don't understand what the point of this is.
I'm walking. That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
It's the Fourth Amendment to be allowed to walk without seizures or anything like that.
You sure?
Yes.
Are you sure that's
It actually is. It protects you against unreasonable search and seizure.
Yeah.
So he's right.
This kid is giving a voice to
100%
the voiceless,
correct.
and that voice is saying, fuck the police.
No, the thing about it is, this fucking dude is 100% right with everything he's saying.
He is absolutely 100% right, and I wish that this is how it worked in real life, specifically mine, but not the case.
That's the Fourth Amendment.
You sure that's what the Fourth Amendment is?
You sure about money on it?
You sure that's what the Fourth Amendment? It gives you the right to walk.
The cops should be sure it's the Fourth Amendment.
Right.
The cops don't know the fucking laws.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Without seizure. What's going to be seizured while you're walking?
My body, my person, idiot.
I'm seizing you? Did anybody
Yes,
did I
yes,
check all
you
your
were,
boxes?
you were about to.
Come on.
You were about to. He said I was going to be
right
under
now
arrest.
you are.
Yeah.
He fucking said
He
it.
said you were
I
detained.
said stop.
He
No,
said you were
Or you're
detained.
gonna be arrested.
So now what
Yeah,
happens?
It's illegal detainment. He didn't do anything. You don't have any reasonable articulable suspicion.
Exactly.
He just admitted that
Now
he
what
was going
happens
to
is when
arrest
he
me.
gives you a lawful order to stop, and you do
It
not
wasn't
stop.
a lawful order, though.
And you do
It
not
wasn't a
stop.
lawful
Legally, it was
order.
not a
And you
lawful
do
order.
not
No.
stop, then that becomes a criminal offense, and then yes, you can be put
No.
under
But it's not a
arrest.
lawful order.
You
Then
don't
I
have
take
to
it
stop. The stop
Yeah,
is
this-
voluntary, dumbass.
Yeah, this is that whole like being arrested for resisting arrest thing.
Yeah,
right. It's like, well, what was the charge that I was originally getting arrested for? You were resisting. No.
Yeah.
I had to be resisting a charge. What was the first charge? Like resisting is only a secondary charge, right? This guy didn't do anything, right? Him telling the cops that they're dicks, or telling them, yelling "fuck the police," that's not a crime.
No.
Exactly.
And then
freedom of fucking speech.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dude, and I get punitive damages, I'd be rich as fuck. Is that what you want? You don't know the law,
may be
buddy.
what happens
You don't
if
know
you
the
think
law.
that that's what's going to happen. It may be what's going to happen. It may not be what happens. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I
what
understand.
May happen is
All right, so what are we wasting time for?
Jury,
Am I free to go?
What may happen is you may get a normal jury. No, because at this point you were detained. Okay, because he told you to stop and you didn't stop. Okay. So therefore, you need to identify yourself as a part of the investigation.
He did stop though.
He did. He did. And the initial contact is voluntary.
Mm-hmm.
So what is
unless you're detained, you are free to go.
Yeah, he asked him multiple times. He said, "Hey, am I being charged with something?" So, no, I'm leaving. Then, I'm free to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna need all of your badge numbers.
I will give you everything written down on a card.
What's your rank?
I'll give it all to you on a card. Patrolman. I'm a patrolman. That's my rank. Patrolman.
Oh, patrolman.
Okay.
And you?
Okay. Interesting. So, what is your name?
I can give you.
If you have an idea, that's perfect.
Am I okay? I'll take it to court because this is still a detainment.
Are you a juvenile?
This is
So now they're doing the are you a kid?
Yeah.
He does look young. He could be like 16 for all I know.
Yeah, for sure. He does. He does look very young.
Illegal detainment, so I can still.
Because if they do that, they can just be like, all right, well now we're gonna call your parents.
I'm not going to answer that.
You have to answer.
Why?
Because you're being detained.
I said I'll give you my ID, buddy.
Are you a juvenile?
You saw me.
No. Okay, so because it has to be handled a little bit differently. That's all. If you're a juvenile, I have to call your parents and I have to advise them that I'm out with you and that I'm speaking.
Go ahead,
with you.
Piggy.
That's all it is.
He said, "Go ahead, baby."
Okay.
He's such a fucking pig, bro.
So what does that make you?
Not a pig.
He said, "All right." He's like, "He's such a fucking pig, though." And the other cop's like, "What's that make you?" And he's like, "Not a pig."
I mean, look, listen. If I'm imagining this kid lives through this because we're watching it. So I'm just, I know. I'm pretty sure we're not watching a snuff film.
No,
like, this kid is kind of he's approaching like LA Knight levels of like of promo cutting right now. I'm actually very proud of him right now, and I hope he all the way gets out of this shit.
This is illegal. This is illegal, buddy.
What is the point?
This is illegal.
There's nothing illegal about it.
Yes, it is.
It is
You want to bet
not.
money on it?
We're gonna find out.
We'll see in court, bud.
Listen, we're gonna find out. Okay.
We'll
when
see
you
in
cause
court.
a public disturbance and a public alarm, and you become a nuisance to the public, okay?
You'll legally have to prove that I was a nuisance
When
to
you're
the public.
standing-
How would you do that? How would you do that? I just want to hear
camera
your-
systems. Okay, so when he goes by in the car, okay, and he sees you doing what you're doing,
And what was
that's
I
all gonna
doing?
be there.
And what part of that caused a disturbance? That's what I'm trying to legally understand. I don't understand. Is that a body camera?
That's what it is.
Perfect.
Huh?
Tuckerton doesn't have them. You know that? Tuckerton's been on back order for months. Because I have a lawsuit against them. That's why. And I wish they'd have fucking body cams. I would love if they had body cams. And it takes out the bad cops. That's what it's for. It's not for the good cops. It's for the bad. Well, to protect the good cops as well.
It's for all of us.
Take out the bad cops.
It's for all of us.
Right.
It's for all of us. It's for everybody that's involved in the situation. Okay?
Appreciate it.
There you go. Okay. Now, listen, if you have any problems or anything, and you want to come down, you want to talk to somebody, our supervisors are always there as well. Okay?
Well, I'm going to
And
take
you
a
can do
lawsuit.
that.
So who would I press criminal charges against? For what?
You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to
police
call.
officers.
You're gonna have to call and figure that out with a lawyer.
I don't need to answer that. I'm asking you, where would I go to press charges against a police officer?
You would have to come down and file a complaint with
It's
the courts.
at this police station?
You would have to file a complaint with the courts.
Got it.
Okay, and then you can go from there if you want to see if you can press charges and whatnot if you
Perfect.
violated your rights.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
All right, am I free to go?
Don't give us fingers.
Shut the fuck up.
Stay out of the road.
This fucking kid, man.
Roadway. Stop causing a public alarm.
Dude, shut the fuck up. Am I
Stop
free to go?
cursing.
Am I
You're free to go.
Stop cursing. Go fuck.
You're free to go.
They're
wow.
They're like,
Eric
stop
said
cursing.
That Item Issue 2 was going to be released at the end of Q1. That is March 30th. It's June now and he delayed it again because he wanted to throw a fit. I knew he had thin skin, but this is ridiculous.
Yeah, he's a special one.
Jesus Christ. So wait, so what was the what would like how long ago was this and what's happened since then?
I don't know. I didn't get the backstory on it. I just thought the way he handled this was hilarious, and how even at the end, even at the only thing he conceded was showing his ID. Everything else, yeah.
And he really didn't have to do that.
Yeah, he didn't have to, but like I've been pulled over a few times where the cops will like ask me, like I've been pulled over a few times and the cops will be like, "Hey, can we search your vehicle?" we want to make sure you don't have any guns or drugs on you. And I'm like, I do not give you permission. I don't give you consent to search my vehicle. And they'll be like, all right, cool, just wait 1 second. And then they'll have me wait on the side of the road for 10, 15 minutes. And then a canine unit will pull up. And then the dog will walk my car and then bark. And then they'd be like, oh, the dog detected something. Now we have probable cause to search.
Exactly.
Yep.
Or they can lie and say they smell weed. Like if it's in a state where weed is illegal, they can just be like, I smell weed. And then they can search your car. And even if you didn't have weed, that was their probable cause. So,
yeah.
They actually did me that way many years ago. So they smelled weed on me, which I did, but still.
I had a situation here in Atlanta on New Year's. I was Ubering on New Year's Eve because that's like the Super Bowl for Uber drivers, right? It's when we make the most money. And after the ball dropped, it was like 3:00 in the morning. I had to pick this guy up, and he called me on my way to pick him up, and he was like, "Hey man, I just want to let you know I'm getting in your car, but I'm gonna have a gun on me, and I need you to not be scared that I'm getting in your car with a gun on me." And he just kept saying, "Don't be scared. I'm gonna have a gun, but you don't have to worry. I'm not gonna do you nothing, but I got a gun, and don't be scared. Don't worry about it." And he just kept saying it like over and over again, and everything in me was like, "Yeah, just cancel his ride, drive the fuck off, right?" But I went and picked him up, and it ended up being a cop that I ended up picking up. It was a black cop that I picked up. And it was him and his brother. They got in the car. They were both super fucked up, right? And Monty knows this story because I've already told him. Yeah. And what happened was the cop told me how that night he and his brother were in the bathroom at a club, and then it were these two guys that kind of got into it with him in the restroom, and the cop said he was trying to de-escalate the situation, trying to let him know it was like trying to let him know like, hey guys, y'all need to calm down because this shit could go left for y'all, not realizing that he was a cop. And what the cop told me, and this is like a 5-minute ride from where I picked him up to his hotel room, right? And on the ride, he was just like, look, man, these guys don't know. Like, I am trained to protect and serve, right? So I love you, and I will lay my life down to make sure that you could get home safe. But also, it's nothing for me to put 2 in your fucking forehead. Shit. Excuse me, got phlegm in my throat. He's like, it ain't nothing for me to put 2 in your fucking forehead and just keep it moving like nothing ever happened. And then he proceeded to tell me about all the different ways he could subvert the law to make those people's lives fucking impossible. He said, I could put 2 in your belly, right? Knowing that you would bleed slow. I can make it a point to call an ambulance that'll take the longest route possible to a hospital. I can make it where the doctors use no anesthesia when they're stitching you up. And I can make it where you go in front of a judge that is very pro-cop. Like, I can make your life fucking hell if I choose to. I've been held at gunpoint 14 times in my life. 12 of those 14 times was police on the end of them guns. And having that cop in my car just let me know how close I was to fucking getting murdered every goddamn time one of them cops pulled a gun on me.
Damn.
Yeah, this shit is wild. And he talked about how he started talking about people that he had murdered before he was a cop and how him becoming a cop was the best job he could have ever had. Because they basically gave a killer a badge, is what he said.
Jesus Christ.
This was a 5-minute ride. Okay?
He told you a lot in 5 minutes.
In a 5-minute fucking ride. Look, listen, I still have the dash cam footage from this. And I've had so many times where I have weighed the pros and cons and just being like, fuck it. Let me just put this shit on.
There's a lot of cons. There's a lot of cons.
Yeah. Look, listen. I was afraid to cancel a ride because I was like, man, I don't want this motherfucker to be able to track me through the app and it make my life difficult. Yeah, it fucking terrifying. It was a terrifying situation. And then just as an added bonus, when we got to his hotel, he wanted me to go tell the concierge that he was going to be walking through the hotel with a gun on him.
Wow.
Why you?
because he was too fucked up. And he was just like, yeah, I might try to talk to him. He might come out wrong. So you go in there and talk. What I'm going to tell this drunk officer with a gun and he sat in the front seat, okay? he got in the front seat with his service pistol, and he sat there talking to me about how he could subvert the law if he chose to. Yeah, I'm gonna go in the hotel and talk to the cops, to the concierge on his behalf. Okay, I don't want to get fucking shot.
Have you heard about the Cop City in Atlanta?
Look, listen, Cop City is 2 miles from my fucking house. Okay, like for months, I've been hearing just like random gunfire in my area, which is weird because I live in a very, very low crime area. In the part of Atlanta that I live, and come to find out, all that gunfire we hear is coming from fucking Cop City. It's like around the corner. Yeah, it's a gigantic campus. Like they basically took a national, or not a national park, but they took a park in Atlanta and just like leveled that shit so that they could put Cop City there. Yeah, it's crazy.
Right now in Atlanta, and it has a real Connecticut connection. In a very rare early morning vote, city council members in Atlanta just approved funding a huge law enforcement training center that critics call Cop City. Now, you might remember back in March, huge protests spilled out of control at that proposed construction site as rioters actually threw bricks and even Molotov cocktails.
Oh, I just saw Hannibal.
Security guards. So more than 30 protesters were arrested in the wake of those riots, including Emma Bogush, who is from Bethany. Atlanta's new mayor made the $90 million project a big part of his campaign, and just minutes ago, after more than 20 hours of testimony, city council members approved that funding in an 11-4 vote. We're going to post more information on.
So they're just
like they had a bunch, like hundreds of people went to this city council meeting and spoke ad nauseum for hours about how they did not want Cop City. There were environmental activists. There was like black people that were just generally tired of just living in a police state down. There were all of these activist groups being like, we do not want this shit in our fucking city, and listing all the different reasons why they didn't want it. And the committee was like, cool, y'all done talking? All right, all those opposed, all those in favor says A, and it was like 11 A's went up. They was like, all right, we got it. Let's keep it moving. Right? And this wasn't one of those things where this thing was very exclusively approved by a bunch of like hard right conservative gun nuts. Like, no, there were like Democratic politicians, Republican politicians that all were just very pro gun Cop City on this shit. And there was a situation a couple months ago where a bunch of environmental activists have moved into the forest and the park area where Cop City is being built, and they've started living in the trees, you know, as a means of like trying to stop the cops from like knocking down the trees, because there's like a bunch of different species of wildlife and plant life that are going to be just completely eviscerated once they build Cop City, right? So there's been a bunch of environmental activists that have been throwing bricks and rotten eggs at the cops, like, no man, don't your trees are murder, bro, like all that real hippie shit, right? And there was a situation a couple months ago where there was a guy that they claimed shot at the police, and the police lit his ass up, like shot him like 15, 20 times, killed him, right? His family did an autopsy on his body. There was no gunpowder residue on him. There's no proof this man ever had a fucking gun. But the cop said he had a gun, shot his ass 15, 20 times.
Fuck.
Yeah, man. You can't fuck with the police, bro. That's why when I see videos like the one we just watched where this kid is just laying into the cops, the part of me that hates law enforcement in America, because and look, very famously, I hate law enforcement in America because I always fit the fucking description. Okay?
You too?
Yes. Like that shit sucks. I can't go nowhere without getting harassed by the police, and I have to jump through all different types of hoops. Ain't no talking back. All right. You know how expensive jail is. Okay. Yep. Like understand, when you bond out of jail, if they impound your vehicle, and you get out and they realize they fucked up, they don't got to give you that money back. Okay. That money is gone. Right? So $400, $500, $700, $1,000, they don't give a fuck. That money is gone. That is, you never getting that money back. Period. Yeah, that shit is sad. I am famously anti-law enforcement. I am very fuck the police. I am like, every time I see the cops, in my head, I just hear NWA's fuck the police playing in my head. That being said, I would never talk to the cops like that before. I would never try that shit. Not at all. Not at all. I have fear. I only have two fears in my life: failure and the police, and failure is gonna shoot me. Yeah, I admit that. Not a fan. 0 stars on Yelp. Like one time, the police called my phone for like a police charity auction, and I was like, "Hey man, y'all know I'm black, right?" And he was like, "Ooh," it just hung up the phone.
Ooh.
Just like he's like, ooh, and it hung up. That was it. It's like a real thing that happened in my life. This shit is insane. No, I don't fuck with the police at all.
Here's
all cops are bad.
Here's a video of Ron DeSantis getting heckled.
Parents have a fundamental right to direct the education and upbringing of their children. The school systems are important, but they're there to support the community. They're not there to supersede the rights of parents and what they think is appropriate. And so we've enacted protections for parents, such as curriculum transparency, so that they have a right to know what books are being used and what curriculum is being taught to their kids. And unfortunately, there's bad stuff that's getting into the schools. There's pornography that's getting into schools. So the parents have had to blow the whistle in Florida. They've had to, yeah, well, thank you. We're not going to let you impose an agenda on our kids. We're going to stand up for our kids.
It's always, will someone please think of the children? It's always that.
It is. I don't know if you've heard it recently. Like Utah had passed a law where they had banned certain books from being allowed in schools.
Yeah.
You know, anything that was like, that it had like sexual images or like super violent images or anything that promoted anything about an LGBTQ lifestyle. Basically anything that was like, that had anything gay, homosexual, incestuous, anything like that. It was like, no, take it out of all the schools, right? There are pictures of like Utah public school libraries where the whole shelves are just empty, right? There was a parent that was like, cool, so if that's the case, then so we can ban the Bible too, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of sexual shit in the Bible. There's incest in the Bible, murder.
And I think their school board was like, damn, she's got a point. And then they had to take the Bible out the school in Utah.
I heard about like a books. I can't remember where it was, but a bookstore that had the Bible in the fiction section.
Nice. Yes.
Yeah, I was just like, listen, like they were telling the story about Sodom and Gomorrah. I am not a Bible person at all. Like I grew up Catholic in New Orleans, and I've done enough church in my life where as an adult, I'm like, I'm over all of it. I'm good.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't like familiar with like super familiar with the story of like of Sodom and Gomorrah, but I didn't know that like in the story apparently there was some angels that went to like Sodom and Gomorrah, and then some people was like, hey man, yeah, Lot's house, and then they was like, hey man, the people of Sodom and Gomorrah was like, hey man, we're gonna rape these 2 angels, and Lot was like, no, don't rape these angels, rape my 2 daughters instead.
Yeah, I see. I was raised Catholic, but I went to Catholic school, so I had to learn a lot of this shit. So yeah, Sodom and Gomorrah, it's a fun kind of town,
Yeah, and then after they escaped Sodom and Gomorrah, then he like the 2 daughters that he offered up for rape ended up raping him instead.
Yep. They got him. Yeah, they got him wasted.
Yeah, it's so wild. I'm just like, what? This is the Bible? This is amazing. This is crazy. Like, y'all should lead with this from now on, okay?
There's some crazy shit up in that book.
Man, insane.
But I need to give me some of that Sodom and Gomorrah.
I want some of the Gomorrah. I don't want none of the Sodom.
I want the Sodom. With some biscuits.
Yeah. A Lot's story is super fucked up. All right, yeah, Tori drinks it. Yeah, it's wild. Listen, I didn't know. I had to go read it. I had to go find it, and it was. I read it. I watched a YouTube video with somebody else reading it.
Well, what did Monty think about the city of Sodom and Gomorrah?
Yeah, Monty, what'd you think?
Oh shit, Monty, what's your take on this?
I have fucked both of my parents.
Why do we let him talk?
He just listen. He's only got one thing on mind, and it's Mimo and Peepop. That's all he wants.
I just noticed earlier that Dick Masterson. So many people out there know who Dick Masterson. I'm not sure if you know who he is, Hannibal, but
yeah, from that '70s show, right?
No. You're thinking of Danny Masterson.
Okay.
Yeah. He's a content creator that was feuding with Eric July, and he tweeted the Kelly Ripaverse, which was funny because he was probably watching for a second there.
Love it.
Yeah.
I would just keep his entire universe exactly as is, like keep the Rippaverse exactly as is, and just in every panel, or like at least in one panel on every page, just like Photoshop Kelly Ripa in the background.
They should Photoshop Kelly Ripa's head on Isom's body.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah. I think that'd be pretty amazing.
Monty.
So Dick Masterson, he first kind of got well known because way back in the day he trolled Dr. Phil. He went on there as like the ultimate misogynist and just talked about all the ways men were better than women, and he even wrote a book and put it out. It's called Men Are Better Than Women. And he just like, you know, Dr. Phil was doing the like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like that kind of thing. It's pretty great.
That's funny.
What else we got?
Monty, are you back? Or are you?
I am.
Okay.
I am.
You're loud again, man. What's going on?
The computer keeps shutting off. It's annoying. And
is it overheating or what?
I don't know. I'm gonna dig into that after this show to figure out what's going on. Let's see. And it fixes itself. I never do anything. I'm gonna shut the fuck up for a little bit.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Let's watch King Cobra opening some of his fan mail. You know now if we put, because King Cobra subscribes to DP now, so if I put King Cobra like in the thumbnail, he'll show up in the chat and talk to us. Yeah, I got into a call with him on someone else's channel several months ago, and me and him talked for a couple hours, and it was pretty cool. He's exactly like you would think he is, you know. Because they opened Delta 8 dispensaries in Wyoming, you know, and I was like, how long have you had those in Wyoming? And he was like, anywhere between like, he was like anywhere between like a couple months and a couple years.
Could you imagine that being like an acceptable answer for any other question? Like, hey man, I found out I got cancer. Oh man, how long have you had cancer? Anywhere from a couple of months to a couple of years. That is an unacceptable answer, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to pick Cobb's brain. I feel like
when I moved here in this house and called to get my internet on here, and I asked them like, when are y'all gonna be here? Between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m.
Yep. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Look, when AT&T had me and my girlfriend just moved into a new house, and when we moved in, before we moved in, I had called AT&T so we could set up the internet, and they was like, "Oh yeah, we'll send somebody out between Wednesday and Sunday."
That's a big window.
The sign.
Yeah, and they were just like, "Yeah, we'll call you when the service person is on the way out." And I was like, "All right."
What's up, YouTube?
Wow.
Recording this time? Shit. Some sweet care packages, man.
men.
Shout out to Emma Strawberry. Thank you for the handmade trinkets. And the fan.
Does he have on a Fozzy shirt? Is that like
no? It's Ozzy. It's Ozzy.
Oh, I thought it was. Listen, I was about to give him some points.
Chris
on that.
Jericho's band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always like the music, but I hate Chris Jericho's singing voice.
Yeah, it's kind of he's trying to channel like 80s glam rock, I think. He's trying to do like a Twisted Sister almost.
It just he sounds very much like Chris Jericho singing, so I can't really take it seriously.
Yeah.
Did you know like he is Canadian because he grew up in Canada, but Chris Jericho was actually born in the US.
What?
Yeah, his dad was a pro hockey player and he played for I believe the New York Islanders. So he was actually he was born in New York because of that.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing him say that on his Hot Ones interview that his dad played for the Islanders. I did not know he was born in the United States.
Yep.
That's wild. So we can claim Chris Jericho as one of ours.
He could run for president.
Why would we want to?
I'd vote for Chris Jericho.
Would you? Did you know he's a big MAGA?
Anything he stands for, I would vote for Chris Jericho.
His wife was at January 6th, actually.
That sounds about right.
Yep.
That sounds about white. Yeah.
About white.
All right. King Cobra.
Hand trinkets, handmade trinkets, Monty.
Yes.
Sweet ashtray.
He usually gets interesting stuff, but this is kind of boring stuff. Yeah, I'm going to skip over this. Let me get something good here. By the way, I put it on the table. I will do shrooms if I'll do the first dose when we hit 20%. I've been doing this the last 3 nights, and there's some entertaining footage of me laughing my ass off. I wanted to show you this since I mentioned this. This is Dick Masterson on Dr. Phil, just so you can see.
This is not the one, I can tell you that for sure. This is what I'm afraid of.
No, but he doesn't even know who he is. This is a commercial enterprise for him. Yeah.
That's not entirely
That's Dick
fair,
Masterson.
I think.
You have absolutely no motivation to change because you're trying to sell tickets.
Dr. Phil accused me of being here to sell my book, which of course I am. But that doesn't mean you don't have to answer to the claims I'm making.
Yeah, there's a whole thing where he's like the ultimate misogynist. It's broken up into really short clips on YouTube, so I can't download the whole thing all at once. But yeah, it's pretty insane.
He looks like the Reno 911 police.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
He has long hair now, so he looks a little different. But
I like him better like this. Listen, I've never seen him with long hair. I'm just discovering who this person is right now, but I like him better like this. The clean shaven, kind of looks like a cop.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Like, why'd you flip me off, bro? Like, I can see it.
What else we got? Let's do. Look at this. This Monty. I'm gonna warn you. I'm about to put a white woman on the screen.
Control your loins, Monty. Calm down.
She's not bad too, but she's batshit crazy. Is that still your type, Monty?
That's cannibal.
She's
very animal for him.
So this is about a reptilian rebellion taking place on Earth.
Shit.
Her name's Elizabeth April.
Okay.
He's like, okay. Let's see.
I've heard you speak of the Reptilians rebelling when the time is right.
She's like a young Gail Cord Schuler. Like, there's this galactic federation that she talks about all the time.
Mm-hmm. When this happens, do you think that we'll see it on the surface, or will this be an underground operation that we will not be made aware of? Great question. So ultimately, I want to say that we probably will never really hear or see the reptilian rebel movement fighting against its own people.
I want to see it though.
Right. I want to
wanna
know
see
a
it.
reptilian.
Yeah.
You do.
I don't think that we'll be able to see that. Maybe we might have bombs going off underground, which, you know, we perceive as an earthquake or what have you, because that's happening.
So she set it up so when there's earthquakes, she can be like, "Oh, it's the reptilian bombs."
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Many times.
That makes sense.
She has a huge, like, her YouTube channel is almost 200,000 subscribers, and she does these bullshit courses online that she presumably makes a ton of money off of. It's ridiculous.
Or so maybe that's one of the effects. But I also want to say that I can now never say never. This past year, we've had the disclosure of the Galactic
Well, how about we have some sex, baby?
Federation. I never thought that was going to happen. I never thought that was going to happen. And it happened in 2020. Now we have the disclosure of aliens and interdimensionals, you know, which has been plugged into this stimulus bill. Right? So bring it on, right? I mean, if we had the reptilian disclosure of the fact that they have been in the government, and it's not just me and David Icke saying it, right? Then I think the world would wake up. I think it would be scary, a scary way to wake up, but I think the world would wake up quite quickly.
So yeah, that's
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
She speaks a lot of truth. You got a contact? Oh, there's a contact.
Yeah. Hold on, here's another one from her.
I can't stand this intro.
Julia, are you allowed to tell us how to get in contact with the Galactic Federation? 100%, absolutely. That's definitely no secret.
So you're all gonna hear how to get in contact with the Galactic Federation.
All right.
Okay.
She just forgot. She just forgot to tell us.
Everyone is allowed
Yeah,
to
we're gonna get
in
them on the
contact
show Wednesday.
with the Galactic Federation. Most likely what's going to happen when you do get in contact with them is the GFL, when you contact them, they're going to send someone or something to help you at this time. Maybe a hybrid, maybe an intern, maybe a being who just wants to help humanity. Typically, the Galactic Federation doesn't have the resources to contact every single human on planet
She should do
Earth.
porn where she gets fucked by a reptilian. I'd buy it.
I'd watch it. I'd watch it. If like a fucking Komodo dragon with a magnum condom just went to town on it, yeah, I'd watch it.
Here's her website where you can schedule your see this is how you get in, Monty. You take up some of her classes, some of her online courses. You can do
Get Woke Boot Camp.
Yeah.
I want that one.
Yeah. Astral
Get Woke
Travel
Boot Camp.
Workshop.
Yeah. Astral travel, huh? All
Astral
right.
Look at that. Look like Louis, go back up to the astral projection one. That laying down that missionary doggy style that they were doing just now.
Oh God.
We lost it. Oh, there it was.
It is
Astral
astral travel, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like that. See, like the guy on the bottom is fucking the guy, the girl in the middle, and the girl in the middle is fucking the guy on top. It is.
Yeah.
All right.
Fun for the whole family.
Look at
right,
this.
Marcy?
See, doesn't this look fun? You could do this.
All right.
Look at that.
Become an astral travel master. An astral. This bitch got workshops. Shut up.
Yes, she does.
This bitch got classes.
She got pregnant.
womb.
She got pregnant and did the cosmic womb, where she's sitting out in the desert pregnant.
That ain't like a cosmic brownie?
No, I wish.
Man. Oh man.
What it's all about? Oh, I might want to.
Monty about to go fuck the crazy out this woman. Jesus Christ. That's his type right there.
I told you.
You know, y'all don't know it. Monty got a flat booty fetish, so he is ready to go.
Flat booty fetish.
He's ready to give it a business.
Yeah, look at. She has different levels of memberships and everything.
Oh, damn. All right.
So she's making bank off this shit.
She is. I went into her Discord for a couple months just to see what was going on in there, and there was so much crazy in there that I ended up just leaving. And that says a lot, because I've dealt with a lot of crazy before. It was just so batshit crazy. I'm like, I can't do anything with this. This is.
Do you think she could steal large chunks of Gail Cord-Schuler's audience if they were exposed to her, or do you think that it's different crazy audiences?
No, well, her audience is huge compared to Gail's. I don't know. This is the thing that really blew my mind, and I looked this up because I didn't know that this happened. It said Elizabeth April has teamed up with Peacock TV and Demi Lovato in the new series Unidentified.
Whoa.
Yeah, because Demi Lovato's a fucking nut job.
Right. So Demi Lovato, a mainstream celebrity, it was hanging out with Elizabeth April, which is crazy. That's just,
okay, wait, just real quick. I always get Demi Lovato, Vanessa Hudgens, and like one other one mixed up. Which one is Demi Lovato?
Demi Lovato? Demi Lovato's a little chunky, and she was like non-binary.
I got you. I know the one you said. Sorry, not sorry. I know the one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talented young lady, but crazy as a fucking Beelzebub.
I got you. Okay, I know the one. Okay, got you.
She probably does have flat ass, though. You're right.
She's probably a big old cookie too.
Well, she has an She's basically like an Instagram model that is also insane.
Yeah.
Okay, which is the next question, right? Is she really though? Like, is she like with Tila Tequila, where she like is she really buys into it, or is this an act?
Well, she doesn't seem as crazy as Tila Tequila. It could be a grift.
Mm-hmm. It feels like when I see tier levels for paying and membership, that to me feels very organized, and that level of organization makes me think that you don't believe this, you're just cashing in. Which listen, if you take stupid people's money, ain't mad. Do what you do, right?
That's
Monty, what do you think? Is she fuckable to you, Monty? Do you think she should get it? Would you have sex with this woman, Monty?
Monty, would you have sex with this woman?
I have fucked both of my parents.
That's interesting.
We just keep going back to that. I don't know.
He's got it. Listen, Monty got a type, and apparently it's people with AARP cards. You know, it's crazy.
With flat butts.
Yeah. Yeah, flat booty fetish is real, man. It's unfortunate.
Well, Benjamin, I'm gonna have to go in a few minutes, buddy.
All right.
Yeah, Monty's computer actually crashed, and he said that he's got to figure out why his computer keeps crashing.
It's probably
Monty will not be back tonight.
Damn, it's just also, you and me, Hannibal, after Pimp Monk leaves.
Right, and it also probably means that we're not doing a shit show tomorrow if Monty's computer is crashing like that on a regular basis.
It might be overheating. You know, I had to get a totally new computer back in February because my computer that I had been using for like 6 years just crapped out on me. Yeah, which was crazy stressful because I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do because a good computer is pretty expensive. And this was the first computer I ever assembled too, like from the raw parts. I'd never done that before. Like buy the
you have a really nice computer. You have a nice computer, like really nice setup overall. Like matter of fact, I need to like away from the show, like pick your brain about a couple things because I'm trying to like up our audio and video quality, and I love seeing your system run in person and watching how seamless, like Ben Pye seamlessly bounces between the transitions and like playing the music and like queuing up the guests, like the whole nine. I want our shit to flow that smoothly, right? Like when we have our Zoe is close to Ben Pye, but when we don't have Zoe and Monty's got to do it, he's just fucking both the parents, and it's just not good. It's not good.
Damn it, Monty. Why do you got to fuck the parents? Why both?
Yeah. Giving them the business.
Just for one, baby.
Can't you just settle for one?
He's got to fuck them both. Monty told me he had to fuck both parents because he needed to establish dominance in the house. Crazy to me. I just told him to piss on their car tires, but he's just like, no, I got to take it one step further.
Guys, I gotta go.
One last thing before you leave. So,
yes, sir.
Can you just be like, hey, TikTok followers, follow this guy, and I'll get 1,000 TikTok followers overnight?
I don't know, maybe.
Let's test that theory.
What is your TikTok power level? Like, what level are you? Are you a Charizard, or are you what level are you?
You know what I think, Hannibal? I think he's been waiting to do this because he's afraid I'll beat him in a battle once I get the power to do so.
What it is.
Ooh.
Well, I don't know, man. We'll see.
All right.
Yeah.
All
Is
right.
it bad that it just registered to me that Billy isn't here? I guess it's been a long day. Miss you, Scoop.
All right, guys. Thank y'all.
Have a good night.
Yeah.
Thanks for showing up.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, fucking, here we go. Well, what the hell am I doing here?
I'll kick you. Have a good one. There he goes. All right, now we got 2 frozen people. Let me see how
I like it.
Yeah, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to switch things up in just a second here. Where is it? It's right here. Damn. Is that your phone?
Yeah, that's probably mine.
Doesn't Monty's phone do that shit too? Doesn't it do like...
Yes, we both replaced the primary sounds in our Android devices to just be old video game sounds.
Okay.
And we use a lot of the same sounds.
I see. It's like Mario sounds.
Yeah, so I use like the Sonic, the Mario coin is, or the Sonic the Hedgehog coin is my generic notification tone on my phone. But I have gone through and like personalized, like for a while it was like Twitter notifications is Mortal Kombat, Instagram is Mike Tyson's Punch Out, TikTok is Mega Man, and I just went through and just took a day where I just replaced out all the tones because I didn't have shit else to do. And that's what it is. I actually just got a new phone. I just got the Samsung Galaxy 23, whatever their new phone is, and I like it. It's dope. But I kept telling myself the next phone I got would be an iPhone because I want to eventually have the iPhone experience. It's just iPhone people are just insufferable human beings. It's like iPhone fans are like Game of Thrones fans when you haven't seen Game of Thrones. And it's like they just become so insufferable. And I've seen Game of Thrones, and I hate the way Game of Thrones fans treat people that haven't seen Game of Thrones. It's just that's how iPhone customers are. It's just the worst. Just fucking shoot me.
I want to point out that Egghead is an iPhone guy. And an overall Mac guy.
Listen,
So
I have talked to women that will not date a man that has an Android device.
Really? What?
Dead ass. Yeah, they were just like, so does he not have an iPhone because he's protesting something? Like these like real conversations that I've had with people. They if they see the wrong colored text bubble, they will not fuck with you.
it's like a fandom to me, in my opinion. Anyway, it's more of a fandom than anything else. I still have the fold, you know, like
I was looking at the fold the other day, and I was thinking about you. I was like, man, do I want to join the fold family?
You want to join the fold?
I thought about it. I thought about it. Also, super random, but like iPhones have a high market share in Japan, right? And part of that is that when Samsung devices were first being made, they wouldn't put a lot of Japanese cultural symbols in like their like text and emoji technology, and Japan felt a way about that shit, so it was like fuck Samsung and then got iPhones instead. Oh wait, I gotta blow my nose. I'll be right back.
All right. Okay, so we gotta do this right, everybody. We gotta do this right. We gotta go old school, guys. We need since we have the two masked creators now. I'm gonna. All right.
And I'm back. Oh, we got a mask. We got a mask on.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, there we go.
Mask off.
Yeah, I like. Listen, I have a friend. One of the music producers I know that works at T.I.'s record label. That works at Grand Hustle. He and his wife went to Mexico for their honeymoon, and when he came back, he bought me a luchador mask similar to the one that you have on current, like the old school Ben Pye mask.
Yeah, I'm having trouble. My hair keeps getting caught in the Velcro part. It's like
you have long hair. Yeah, long hair problems.
I used to do this all the time, and now it's so foreign to me. I can't get it. I'll just wear it like this. Fuck it.
What was it? I'm curious. When you just stopped wearing the mask, was it a big deal for people to see your face? Were they like, "Oh my God, that's what Ben looks like"?
It's funny because it was a huge deal, and there were a few times where we teased like we were gonna do it, and there was always like a gag at the end. Like there was one time I took the mask off, and there was another mask on under it, that kind of thing. And then when I finally did it, I didn't. We acted like nothing was different. Like we didn't even mention that I had my mask off. I just didn't have it on.
I have weighed the pro. So like I let like one, maybe two new people a year see me with no mask on, and it's always like a big deal. It's like a fucking event, and I've been weighing the pros and cons of like this year letting it be like 30 people at once, right? Like having a party, and if everybody that RSVPs come to the party, be like, all right, I guess take the mask off, boom, face reveal, let it be this whole thing, and just do that. But I don't know.
I saw your face by accident the first time because you turned on your camera without your mask on, and you like didn't realize your camera was on or something.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see me. That's the type of dumb mistake that I would make for sure. I had a situation with I was walking out of a Walmart one time, and this producer, a producer I'd worked with, had walked up, and he was like, as I was walking out the Walmart, he was outside the Walmart walking in, and he looked at me. He stared for a second, and he was like, "Oh!" He freaked out. He's like, I know who you are. I know you. And then he was with another producer who had no idea. And then the two of them just had a whole moment where it was like, they went all online. It's like, I saw Hannibal's face. Like, it is such a big deal for people. Like they'll get like 100 likes and 50 comments if they just post online, I saw Hannibal's face today. People are like, it's a moment for people.
Yeah. People, there were some older, I have no idea how people found them, but there were some older videos of me, from like 2011, 2010 of me playing in a band, and somehow people found me and were like posting like screenshots of my face everywhere. But I was like suppressing that for a little while. So yeah, it was, you know what? A huge weight was lifted off my shoulders the day I stopped caring about hiding my face, because it was always just an extra step, and people would find me out there somewhere, and then they would post my face. So,
the issue I run into the most is when I'm at like family functions, and then somebody will be like, "Oh, I want to take a picture," right? And then I'll go to grab my mask, and before I can grab the mask, they've already taken the picture.
Damn.
So then I give them the whole song and dance. Don't post my face online, this and that. And then they always say they're not gonna do it,
and they do
and
it.
And then they do it. And then I have to go through the whole fight of like getting the shit removed off the internet. I've done it so many times. I know all the steps to do on all the social media platforms to get the shit taken off, right?
Yeah.
It's the idea that I have to do it. Matter of fact, the first time I met my girlfriend's family, she was having a pool party at her house. And I was like, well, I'm not going to meet her family for the first time wearing a mask. So, I'm face out at this event, and everybody's like, oh, we finally get to see what you look like. And we're talking and having a good time. And one of her sisters, my girlfriend has 9 sisters. She's one of 9 sisters. Yeah. Yeah. One of 9 sisters all got the same dad. It is crazy. It is, and they're all military too. Like they're all like military kids. So they all just grew up like all over the world. But like one of her sisters, number 4, I think, the fourth sister, she her fourth sister looks like Zoe Saldana, right? She like the fourth sister's husband took a picture of me at the pool, right? And my girlfriend, unprompted, went over, grabbed his phone, and deleted the picture out his phone. And I was like, we had only been together a couple of months. I was like, I'm gonna marry this girl. I know it. She's the one. She's the one for me. That's it.
Yeah, that's a keeper because she was already on board with all that shit. She did. She understood the assignment, so it was good. It's perfect. Nah, she's good. Yeah. No, we had a good time, and we just moved into our new house, which this episode of Drunken Peasants is the first broadcast I have done I'm doing in my new house. And you're all moved in now? Like you got all your stuff in there?
Yeah, everything is in. I'm still setting up rooms. The room I'm in now is going to be like the studio / workout space, right? But we got like a 4-bed, 3-bath, sitting on like 1.5 acres of land.
Wow.
So yeah, no, we got this place for. I don't say we got it for a steal, but it was pretty good. Like when I was looking at places and I came across this place, I was like, this is it. And we had actually put a deposit down on a different place. And then the same company that we were going through also had this place. And just for shits and giggles, I was like, well, let me go check this place out. And I went and checked it out, and I was like, this is it. This is the one. And we asked them if we could move the deposit over to this place, and they was like, yeah. And then if we get approved, and then like a day later we were approved, and then we got the house. And matter of fact, tomorrow will be 1 week that we have been in this house. That is how fresh it is. So Benjamin Pyington, when you come to Atlanta, you don't have to worry about where to stay.
Oh damn, that sounds amazing.
You come to Atlanta and laugh at how weird it's like. It's like, oh man, you got all this shit to do on the weekend, but not during the week. Come to a place where you can get arrested for smoking weed.
That is just crazy.
It's so wild.
Yeah.
It is so. It was very briefly legal here, and then not like the outgoing mayor of Atlanta a few years ago. The last thing he did was he decriminalized marijuana in Atlanta, but it was weird because it only applied to the city of Atlanta that was under Fulton County, and Atlanta falls into many county jurisdictions. Yeah. So you could be in Atlanta, but then be in Cobb County, right?
That's where the big boss man. Yeah,
that's right. And or you could be in Atlanta, Clayton County, Atlanta, DeKalb County, Atlanta, Gwinnett County. So if you were smoking weed in Atlanta, Fulton County, right? Cops, the worst they could do is give you a ticket, and the ticket was like $70, and most cops didn't enforce it. But if you crossed over from Fulton County into Cobb County and was smoking weed, oh yeah, you going to jail.
You'll be serving hard times. Yeah.
One thing I can say about Cobb County is the police out there fuck with everybody equally. They're not just giving black people a hard time. White people, Asians, Muslims, the LGBTQ, they don't give a fuck. All right. If you act up, the big boss man will come find you. His ghost will arrest you.
Damn it. Ray Traylor.
Right? He did die, right?
Yeah. His name was Ray Traylor. Originally his name was Big Bubba in some of the southern wrestling territories. But yeah, I've been thinking about maybe someday going to Atlanta. Also, Adam's down there for several months at a time. I was just up in Canada. I told you when I was up in Canada and I went to that store where they sold all the drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were at a place that sold like crack pills, right?
It was cocoa leaf tea and dude, I had 2 cups of that cocoa leaf tea and I was like, woo, Yeah, they sell shrooms and little shooters of LSD. It's craziness up there. I like it up there a lot. It's like it's so close, but it's like another world. It's like 2.5 hours from me, but once you cross the border, it's so different. It's pretty amazing.
Where is he? Is he Vancouver?
Yeah. Both Adam and Scott live in Vancouver. So
okay,
yeah,
I got you.
And actually, on Friday, Scott's coming. They come down here all the time, and I only go up there like once every few years. But Scott comes down here to wrestle, and he's coming down here to wrestle on Friday. So I'm going down to his wrestling matches.
That's awesome. Scott and I do not talk and engage as much as I would love, and I would love to just talk with. Listen, Scotty, you are my tribal chief. I acknowledge you, sir. Just want you to know.
Yeah,
I would do that. I would be his wise man. I'd be his Paul Heyman for sure.
Now,
I'd be his solo Sokoa. I wouldn't be his tribal chief. I wouldn't be his wise man. I would have to be like his silent enforcer in the corner.
He's a tiger man. The funny thing is that they're all furries. Like, yeah, like literally everyone because I didn't even think about it because I didn't know a lot of their other friends up there. But all like one night I was hanging out with all of them and I realized like all of them are furries.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Just a whole furry wrestling organization.
Well, like Adam and Scott and like a lot of their friends are mostly furries. Like most furries are gay guys too. So like the majority of furries are gay men. Scott isn't gay, but he's a furry. So he's like the one exception where it's like a straight guy is a furry. And I've met a couple women that are furries too, but it's usually gay guys that are furries.
Yeah. Scotty has a fantastic move set. Like I've watched like compilation clips of Scott wrestling on YouTube, and I love the way he puts his moves together. I like watching him wrestle, and I would love to go see him wrestle in person. Super random. There was a stretch of time after we did the DP 1000th episode where Adam and I, Adam from Your Movie Sucks, we exchanged information, and every time he would come to Atlanta, he would call me and be like, "Hey Hannibal, I'm in Atlanta. We should hang out." And I'd be like, "All right, cool. Let's hang out." And then something would happen where we couldn't hang out, and then this happened for like 3 or 4 months. Like 3 or 4 times he came to Atlanta, we would try, and the last time it happened, right? The last time, as my memory serves me, you have to ask him to see if he remembers this. He called me and he said, "Hey, I'm downtown at this particular hotel, and we're about to check in. And I wanted to know if you wanted to hang out." And I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'm actually downtown right now by that hotel. So totally, let's do it." And he's like, "Okay, cool. I'll call you when we finish checking into this hotel," right? Like an hour goes by and I don't hear nothing from Adam. So then I call him back, and when he answers the phone, he's very angry. Not at me. He's very angry. And I was like, "Hey man, what's going on, man? I've just been riding around downtown." He's like, "Yeah, I told you I would call you when we checked into this fucking hotel." And then he hung up the phone, and I never heard from Adam again.
Oh my God. That sucks.
That was it. Now, I'm positive, I am 100% positive he was upset with the concierge and the booking arrangement for his hotel. I'm positive that had nothing to do with me. But I never heard from Adam again after that. Never heard from him. And that was it.
Interesting.
And I've been afraid to call or text him, because I was just like, I haven't called to text him, and I've been wanting to. So what I'll do is I'll go on his channel and I'll leave little comments and stuff, and just be like, maybe I'll get his attention that way and stuff like that. Like I'll do that sometimes when Vosh is live streaming. I'll say something in the chat and then he'll shout me out real fast.
That's cool.
Yeah, but then it's like, but I haven't heard back from Adam, and I hadn't been. So.
He's like, even when I was staying at his house, he was like busy with work. There was one day when I was there, and he streamed for like, I don't know, like 17 hours or something like that. And me and Scott were on his stream for maybe like 6 or 7, but then me and Scott ended up leaving, and he streamed throughout the night. This is I wanted to bring this up because this is one of Scott's wrestling matches, and if you look to the right, you can see me in my Macho Man Randy Savage shirt, holding my phone up like this. I'm to the right, like right next to the referee, who's all the way to the right.
Wait, can you put your put your mouse icon over where you are?
My mouse icon is hidden, so you can't see it. But okay. So you see the guy who's like on the ground over there. You can. My knee is right next to his head.
Okay,
that's me.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Diego and Scott Henson might be over. And Tennedy runs into nobody, hitting the floor.
They get good crowds for these. This is in Tacoma.
Oh, quick roll up. Oh, near fall there as Henson's rolled it from behind. Diego goes up again, rolls him through. 2 accounts.
It's fun times.
Referee Devin Campbell. Henson sidesteps Diego, who goes for it. Victory roll into a DDT maybe, but Henson holding on.
I went to. He had a match while I was in Canada too.
Big cat.
Yep.
Yeah. He does a lot of like power moves.
Yeah, he does. He does. I enjoy watching Scott wrestle because I'm a big wrestling nerd. You know, I mean, I'm just a big nerd in general. So like I feel like I cover like a little bit of all the different nerddoms that exist. Like a little bit of anime, a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of comic books, toys, video games, all of that shit. You know,
I'm the same way. I just gave up on anime a long time ago. I like all the anime that I watched as a little kid, like the Voltron type stuff. I liked a lot of that. I even liked Dragon Ball Z for a little while, but then I learned what a weeb was, and then I'm like, oh no, I don't want any part of this. I don't want any part of this anymore. Seriously.
For me, it was as big an anime fan as I was when I was younger. When I tried to go down the Dragon Ball Z rabbit hole, it was so daunting. It would be like trying to watch Law and Order from the first episode. Yep. You know what I mean? Like it's so cumbersome. That and I hear people say stuff like that all the time. Like they don't want to watch Game of Thrones, or they don't want to watch the Marvel movies or they don't want to watch the Harry Potter films because there's so many of them. And They don't want to start all the way back at the beginning. And I'm like, yeah, but like Game of Thrones is like 60 episodes total, right? Like you can watch Game of Thrones in like a week depending on how much time you put into it, like a month tops. You know, the Marvel films don't take that much like time, but like to watch all of like Naruto or Dragon Ball Z, that shit takes time.
Yeah.
It's so much lore that you have to cover.
Do you remember like the anime we got in the 80s? It was all like made in the 70s. Like the anime we were watching as kids in the 80s was like from the 70s. Basically.
I remember a lot. I remember Ranma 1/2.
Ranma 1/2, yeah. I used to watch that.
I remember that. Sailor Moon.
Vampire Hunter D. You ever seen
Vampire Hunter D?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ninja Scroll was the one that really just put me. So wait, no. Before Ninja Scroll, they made a Street Fighter anime film.
Yep,
and
I've seen that.
That was the one that opened the door for me. And then from Street Fighter, it was like Fatal Fury, and then after Fatal Fury,
I like all the SNK stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then once I saw Ninja Scroll, that was it. Ninja Scroll changed my life. It was like, oh, okay. Well, okay. Then it was hentai, and then it was La Blue Girl.
Yeah, I was never into that. I saw like Eroskidoji and that kind of shit, and it's like, Legend of the Overfiend, Eroskidoji.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that kind of crazy shit. Fist of the North Star, that was one that I watched back in the day.
That was another one. Yeah, yeah. I didn't watch any of like the older Berserker stuff.
Yeah,
but as I've gotten older, I've started watching some of that stuff. Now Akira,
yeah. Project Eiko was another one that I watched. There was one called Mermaid Scar, where the villain was like this immortal being that looked like a little kid, but he like killed everybody. I watched that. And then like there was one called Transor Z that I used to watch.
Yeah,
I was really into
Transor
the big robot ones.
Yeah. The only big robot stuff I never could get into any of the Neon Genesis stuff.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Yeah, that whole series of stuff I couldn't get into. But yeah, like all of that Voltron, like the companies that were doing the Voltron animation, that were doing the Thundercats animation, Silverhawks, all of that shit.
Yeah.
Bionic 6, like all that shit. That was the gateway drug to anime. I
also watched, Nickelodeon was putting on a lot of like anime adjacent stuff. Like they had Belle and Sebastian. That was actually Japanese animated.
Yeah, I remember Belle and Sebastian. Belle and Sebastian was one of those things I got exposed to later in life. We didn't have cable growing up. We had a satellite dish, and it just made everything impossible to find. Robotech, yeah, that was
Robotech.
Yeah, Robotech was good. Astrospec said Gundam. Gundam was another one that was fun to watch. The
Guyver. You ever seen the Guyver?
Oh yeah, the fucking the second Guyver 2, the live action film
with Mark Hamill.
With Mark Hamill, yeah. That was my shit. He had the fucking blade, the fucking shoulder swords.
That was an anime originally.
Yeah, it's so random. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I discovered the Guyver anime from the Guyver live action movie, and I saw Guyver 2. And then I was like, well, I got to go watch the first Guyver. And then I watched the first Guyver, and it was woefully underwhelmed. And then after that, I discovered the anime, and I was like, oh, this is dope.
Yeah, I liked a lot of the early Tatsunoko stuff too, like Tekkamon. You ever seen that?
I don't know. Pull Tekkamon up.
Let's see.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, listen. I was at one point. I was such a big fan of anime that I would literally watch anything that was anime adjacent. Like it didn't matter what it was. I would watch. If you said, "Hey, I got this anime," I'm like, "Give it to me," and I would watch it. Like I used to hate going to Blockbuster and renting what I thought was anime movies and finding out that it was like anime TV shows broken up into episodes.
Yeah.
And it'd be like, oh, I'm watching episodes 6, 7, and 8 of a show. And I'm like, I have no idea what's going on here. Hellsing? I don't know Hellsing. I remember Ronin Warriors. Dank. Bubblegum Crisis.
Bubblegum Crisis. Yeah, I've seen that.
Drop one of Clue's bombs for that. Throwback. Oh man, I forgot about that shit. My one of my ex-girlfriends got real big into Inuyasha, and she used to watch that on Adult. You remember when Adult Swim would do like they would have that one day of the week where they would just do anime? Was it like Saturday night?
Toonami.
Toonami, right. Yeah. And she would watch all that stuff, but she really would watch it for Inuyasha. And I've watched so much Inuyasha in my lifetime that like we got to a certain point where I guess the American series we had caught up to all the episodes that they had dubbed in English. But the series had kept going overseas, and I never saw how it ended, and I need to finish watching it just to know how the story plays out. But I feel like it's been so long since I've watched any Inuyasha, I would have to start from the very beginning to kind of just refamiliarize myself. I don't want to do like a recap YouTube video. I want to like actually go through the experience.
There's this
Samurai Champloo, Trigun.
There's this crazy Hulk Hogan manga that I think was unauthorized, and it's really weird and perverted. And Hulk Hogan's like always naked, and he has these huge balls. Yeah. And
you saying it might be authorized by Hulk Hogan. You don't know.
And his mustache is like alive, and it has like little hands on it. Yeah, here, you see this? What the fuck?
Hilarious.
Yeah, dude.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Listen, I hope when they make the live action movie with Chris Hemsworth that they include this in the film. I really do.
Did you hear Iron Claw is coming out? That it's based on the Von Erich brothers. Like Kerry Von Erich. Yeah, and Zac Efron is playing Kevin Von Erich, and he's jacked now. Like insanely jacked.
Okay. I mean, but Zac Efron has had various moments in his career where he'll get, I mean, he doesn't usually get like.
He's pro wrestler jacked. Like 1980s pro wrestler jacked.
I mean, listen, when you're a celebrity, it's not like steroids is hard to get your hands on.
Right. It's not like you get tested for them either. So.
Right. You know, it's like you can just take that shit and just, like, I was watching the.
Zac Efron. Super jacked.
And you said he's playing Kevin.
He's playing Kevin. Okay. Yeah, like there he is side by side with Kevin.
Jeez, I actually had my girlfriend watch a couple episodes of Dark Side of the Ring on Hulu, and I showed her a couple. I showed her the Chris Benoit episode. I showed her the Miss Elizabeth Macho Man episode. And I want to show her the Von Erichs episode.
It's the saddest story ever.
It is. It's so. I mean, all the stories on there are sad. As a sidebar, I got to tell you, the first episode I showed everybody is the New Jack episode, right? And I feel bad for showing people the New Jack episode first because it's funny. In how insane it is, and in the rest of almost all the rest of the Dark Side of the Rings are just sad. Like all the rest of them are just like these sad, heartbreaking tales of like somebody's murder going unchallenged in Puerto Rico. Like,
Bruiser Brody,
like Bruiser Brody,
yeah. That was crazy. The Von Erich one is so crazy because there was like 5 brothers, and all of them but one are dead. Like Kevin's the only one.
Yeah, the one that didn't wrestle so much. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's. I didn't know that Kerry
had a
was
fake foot
in the. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I never knew that shit until I watched the Dark Side of the Ring. I had no idea.
Did you know that Kerry's daughter became a wrestler for a while?
No, who was his daughter?
Her name is Lacey Von Erich. She wrestled in TNA. She was like a TNA wrestler for a little while. I don't think she ever made it to WWE. She would have been good though, because she's like really tall and stuff. But
ever since AJ Styles and Samoa Joe got picked up by WWE, I don't know any non-WWE wrestlers outside of AEW wrestlers.
Yeah, I mean, like TNA is no. I think TNA is just called Impact now, and it doesn't even have it doesn't even have a TV deal. It's just on YouTube now, I think. So it's kind of fallen on a hard time. I think RVD is like one of the bigger wrestlers there.
Oh, my favorite wrestler of all time, Rob fucking Van Dam.
Yep,
ECW Rob Van Dam was my favorite wrestler of all time.
He confirmed on Twitter that his first match ever was in my hometown. I asked him, and he was like, "Yep, you're right. It was in Toledo, Ohio.
Wow.
His first match ever."
Wow. In my life, I've been lucky enough to meet and talk to a bunch of wrestlers I've been very, very lucky. When I used to work at State Farm Arena, Phillips Arena here in Atlanta, Georgia, my office was in the loading dock, right where the wrestlers would set up and do all of their backstage stuff. So I had an opportunity over the years to talk to a bunch of wrestlers. Like I've conversed with a bunch of people. Handful of people actually remembered me. I say all that to say this, and I've had a chance to talk to a lot of people. I've had a chance to talk to Sheamus, really cool guy. I've had a chance to talk to Big E, Kofi Kingston, CM Punk. I've had a chance to talk with Ronda Rousey. I've had a chance to talk to Eddie Guerrero's wife, who, as a sidebar, is so fine in real life. Like
Vicky?
Yeah, Vicky, listen.
She lost a bunch of weight.
Yeah, bruh. She was like, she caught me off guard how fine she was. I mean, girl, look at shit. It's like, shit, okay, I might be in the Spanish milk porn. I didn't know. No, it was. I say all that to say this. I've had a bunch of opportunities where I have tried to talk to Rob Van Dam, and he is just never with the shits at all. Rob Van Dam has curved me multiple times. Matter of fact, I ended up having a long conversation with CM Punk because I ended up trying to talk to Rob Van Dam, and Rob Van Dam shot me down so gangster. And I think CM Punk felt bad for me, and then just came and talked to me.
I think there was a point where Rob Van Dam, I can't remember. I think he got TNA's Twitch channel like suspended or something because him and his girlfriend and their girlfriend, their like other girlfriend, were all in a hot tub together and they started getting naked. And
I remember this.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam was going to
the
be
only
the
wrestling
guy.
I ever talked to in person was Honky Tonk Man, and he was carny AF.
Yeah, those old wrestlers are carny. They are literally carny. Yeah, Rob Van Dam got screwed because he got caught with weed. Him and Sabu, I think, got caught with weed.
Yeah, and then they took. He had 2 belts at the time, and they took both his belts from him. They had him drop both belts in the same week, and then he had to like sit out for like 6 months or a year or some shit. That shit hurt me because I was such a big RVD fan. He had so much heat in WWE at the time, and then just fucking train wrecked that shit. Yeah, it sucked. I've never met Sabu before. I would love to have met Sabu.
Sabu trained one of my cousins how to wrestle, and there's actually a video of my cousin wrestling Sabu at some indie promotion in Michigan, because he still lives up there and everything. So, yes, Sabu's one of my favorite wrestlers ever.
Love Sabu. I mean, like all of those guys that train with the Sheik, all of those guys.
Yeah. The Sheik used to wrestle like in his 70s. Still, remember when WWE had the blue steel cage with like it was almost like a ladder. They made that. They call it Big Blue. They made that because Bruno Sammartino and the Sheik were like getting old and couldn't climb out of like the chain link fence cage. So they made that blue cage for them originally.
Okay. Yeah. I did not know that. I want to ask an anime question to the audience because there was a couple comments that were going back and forth. So I want to ask you guys that are still watching, the 170 of you guys still watching the show. If you haven't already, like the stream, subscribe to the stream, thumbs up the stream. Hannibal and Ben Pie talking, random nerd shit. I am curious, guys. I have not watched One Piece or Chainsaw Man. If you guys had to make a recommendation of the next anime series I indulge in, what would you suggest? Right? Because a lot of people will say One Piece. A lot of people will say, I've heard Chainsaw Man. I haven't watched the last season of Attack on Titan, so I still got to get caught up on that. What would you guys recommend? I'm looking for a quality anime. Yes, I know One Buff. I have not. I haven't watched One Piece yet. Chainsaw Man. His Sapphire Casper says not One Piece.
I don't know anything about this newer shit at all. So
listen, I'm trying. Chainsaw. A lot of people I know say Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man. There's some issues with it, but Chainsaw Man. All right. Thank you, Henry. Astrospec says Chainsaw Man. Cagliostro says Chainsaw Man. My 11-year-old nephew watches One Piece. That is some kid shit. Oh, okay.
By the way, guys, we're to go for a little bit longer here. If you could do me the biggest favor and start one more tip train so that we can get to 20%. I need us to be at 50% by Saturday.
Yeah, what's the dollar amount needed to get you to 20% right now?
I'm so bad at math. So it's 100% is 800. So some of you math gurus out there tell me I was never good at math. What is 20?
160.
All right.
160. So you need $40.
Yeah. $40. I know we can do it. I'm going to take this mask off because it's already bothering me.
Yeah, listen. So Monty made mine, and it's got he's got screws in it that press up against my ears, and the metal screws are pressing up against my ears. So the first thing I do after every show is take my mask off to give my ears a chance for these screws that are just pressed up against my shit. Stacy Keibler was my crush for a long time. Then I met Lita. Yeah, Stacy Keibler was like her ring. She has
long legs.
My second favorite ring entrance for any female. The first being what was her name? Mylena. She would get in the ring and do the split.
Yeah.
The bottom row.
That was Melina. Yeah.
Yeah. That's my favorite. But Stacy Keibler though.
Yeah, I liked Tori Wilson. When the new batch of women wrestlers came along that could actually wrestle, I liked Paige a lot. Let's see. Lita was cool because she could do the moonsault. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking of who else there was.
Some New Zealand money?
Oh yeah. That's some New Zealand dollars. $1.64 New Zealand. Thank you so much with your unicorn.
Yeah, listen, I New Zealand is on my top 5 places that I want to visit in life. Like I want to go to New Zealand, and I want to go to Australia so I can go hang out with Red Eye, right? Even though I know Red Eye lives very far away from, he does not live near Sydney at all. So he's like on that other side of the continent. But you know what? I'm willing to go there so we can hang the fuck out.
Have you been to Canada?
Yeah, I've been to Toronto.
I've been to Toronto a bunch of times. That's where I used to go because I lived probably about 4 to 5 hours away from Toronto when I was growing up. And because the drinking age there is 19. So I started going up there when I was 19, and I get to go to a big city and drink at bars and shit and get treated like an adult, So I used to go up there every summer for a week or so. And it was my favorite place, but I honestly think I like Vancouver better.
Okay.
It's Vancouver's like Seattle, only it's Canadian. It's like, to me, it's like a better version of Seattle, in my opinion.
When I look at the proximity of it, it makes sense because I've heard people say that they feel like Toronto is like what would happen if Detroit didn't get taken over by OCP.
Yeah, it's weird. Toronto reminds to the untrained eye, Toronto almost looks like New York, but it's about the size of Chicago.
Okay,
that's kind of how it's.
Chicago's still a large city. When I went to Toronto, I had a blast. I was actually talking to some Canadians the other day, and I was telling them when I went to Toronto, I landed, and then this guy walked up to me and said, "Oh, do you need help with your bags?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, sure." And then he grabs my bags and he walks me out the airport to a taxi. And I was like, "Oh, thanks so much." And I go in my pocket so I can give him some money. And I was like, "Look, man, all I got is American money. I haven't exchanged it for the Canadian money yet. So I don't have anything to tip you with." And he was like, "Oh, no, I don't work for the airport." And I was like, "Oh." He was just some guy that helped me with my bags to my car. I was like, "Holy shit, this is Canada. I love this shit. This is great."
Yeah.
Actually, the weekend that I was in Canada, when I was in Toronto, it was the same weekend that X-Men Last Stand came out. And I went to a Canadian theater. Well, obviously, I went to a theater in Toronto to go see it. And after the movie ended, I just remember hearing somebody in the theater after the movie ended and they rolled credits. He was like, "Well, that wasn't very good at all, was it?"
Oh, I got a story. Okay. 3 years ago, me and Jeff Holiday went up to Vancouver together, and we went to a hockey game. It was the Vancouver Canucks, the local team, and then the team I like from back in Ohio playing there. So I show up, I'm wearing my Ohio jersey. I'm like, there's like 20,000 people in this arena. There's probably 3 people, including me, that are wearing Ohio jerseys, okay? So like the game starts and like right away Ohio scores and I stand up, I'm like, yeah, and it's just me and everyone's looking at me, okay? And then like a couple minutes goes by and we score again and I'm like stand up like, yeah, and I'm all alone like cheering and everyone's looking at me like, what the fuck? And my team just thrashed the Canadian team that night, like just destroyed them. And Jeff's looking at me like, are people gonna like kick your ass or something? I'm like, I don't know. And I turn around and there's a bunch of Canadians lined up waiting to shake my hand and be like, good game.
Wow. Yeah. That has been my experience.
Yep.
That was my experience in Canada. It was I had such a good time in Toronto. My girlfriend is actually flying to Toronto tomorrow. I actually got to bring her to the airport.
There. I love it there so much.
I got to bring her to the airport in like 5 or 6 hours. She's going to Toronto. She's flying to Toronto to go see Paramore perform.
Oh my God. I've never seen them, but I'm familiar with a lot of their music for sure, especially like a lot of their earlier stuff.
But here's what's crazy about it. She's going to Toronto to see Paramore, and I was going to buy her tickets to see Paramore live in concert because I know she's a big fan. And Paramore actually just had a concert here in Atlanta at the place that I like the week that my girlfriend was moving to Atlanta was the week that Paramore was doing their Atlanta show. And I was like, yeah, you could have just went to the Atlanta show and then you could have just stayed in the house that we're staying in and you wouldn't have had to pay all you had to do is just buy the ticket. Or I could have just bought you the tickets, then you could have went and saw Paramore and not had to pay the cost of like airfare and lodging in Toronto. But if you've never been to Toronto, I'd highly suggest it. I love Toronto. It's fucking great.
Did you know Americans that have a DUI are basically like life banned from Canada? If you have one DUI, they will never let you into Canada again. You have to like appeal it basically. So maybe not never, but you need like a good reason to get back in. It's crazy.
Jeez.
Yeah, I've tried to get into Canada, and like one of the people in the car had a DUI. This was years ago. I was in like a car full of people traveling up to Toronto, and we got to the border, and the one guy had a DUI, so he had to stay in Detroit for a few nights while we all went up to Canada together.
Jesus.
We dropped him off at a hotel in Detroit, and then like went back up without him, and we picked him up on the way back. It's like, nope, sorry, we're all going to Toronto. You can stay in Detroit for a couple nights.
I actually just saw a video about damn, I gotta find it. There's a city, I think it's a Michigan city that's I need a map of Michigan. Hold on.
You talking about Sardinia?
It's called the something inlet. It's like the
Angle
city.
Inlet?
Yes.
That's in Minnesota. It's on the Lake of the Woods.
Gotcha. Okay, Minnesota.
I'm a geography fanatic, so
yes, and a flag enthusiast.
Yeah. Yeah. The angle. There's a few of these things. Like I'll show you. Like here's the Angle Inlet right here.
Yeah, I just watched it. I just discovered the inlet recently, and I watched a bunch of videos about it, and I was just so fascinated with just the idea that these people, these American citizens, like the shit they have to go through to just travel in and out of the states.
Check this out. We have one in Washington too. Like here's Washington right here. We have one. I'm going to zoom in on it. It's called Point Roberts. See it right there?
Yeah.
That's Washington. And they got so fucked during the pandemic because you couldn't cross into Canada. So unless you had a boat, so like they couldn't get back to the mainland of the U.S. by car. They had to either take a plane or a boat to get back to the U.S. And they're
Insane.
And they're
fucking insane.
Their entire economy was based on tourism too, from Canada, and the border was closed. So,
they were saying that apparently, and I was unaware of this, that like when the lake is frozen, it's considered land, and they can't travel in and out. They can't travel across it when it's frozen, right? Without certain legal things. But when it's not frozen, as long as they have like some Canadian some legal document, they're allowed to travel back and forth on a boat when it's not frozen. But when it is frozen, all of it's considered land, and it's considered Canadian land, and they're not allowed to traverse it.
Here's another weird thing. There's no instances where there's Canadian land attached to the states like that. It's always the other way around. It's always U.S. land attached to Canada, where they have to drive through Canada to get back to the rest of the U.S. It's never the other way around.
That's insane.
Yep.
That's so wild. And they were talking about, and it's only like it was, I think in the video I watched, it was only like a little under 4,000 people live there. So they're not like the United States government isn't like super hard pressed to figure out what to do with it. You know what to do with them. So they just have to, they were saying like the kids that have to travel to school when it's not the winter time, it takes them like hours to like drive to school in the United States, like 2 hours to drive into the United States, and then 2 hours to drive back. That's ridiculous. That's insane. School already sucks, and you already got to get up way too early for school.
And it's cold up there. It's cold up there in the winter.
It's ridiculous. It was wild. It was wild. Stuff I made just asked. I just came in. Are Billy and Monty blowing each other off camera?
Billy wasn't here.
Maybe they might be.
Yeah, maybe that's where Billy was. I thought he was in L.A., but maybe he's blowing Monty in New Orleans.
I've recently come in contact with a bunch of music producers from Seattle, and I want to ask Billy how many of them he possibly knows.
Yeah, he might know a bunch of them because he's lived here his whole life, and he's been in. It's so weird. One day I was on Facebook, and I got how they recommend friends to you.
Mm-hmm.
I got recommended Macklemore, and I'm like, why the fuck am I? And I was like, is this like a sock account? And I go to the Facebook account, and it's really Macklemore. And it's like one mutual friend, Billy the Fridge.
Yeah, listen, I recently had a situation like that as well, where it was like Facebook was like, hey, do you want to, like, it suggested me and Spike Lee be friends, right?
Oh my God.
And I was like, what? And it was like, we have one mutual friend. And I clicked on the mutual friend, and it was my mom. Like, super random, but like my mom and Spike Lee are friends. And whenever he would, like, when she still lived in New Orleans pre-Katrina, like whenever he would come to New Orleans, they would hang out from time to time.
Crazy.
It's just so fucking. So Terrence Blanchard, the jazz musician, jazz pianist from New Orleans, Terrence Blanchard has scored 90% of Spike Lee's films. He did like She's Gotta Have It, More Better Blues,
Do the Right Thing,
School Days, Do the Right Thing. He's done all them shits, right? He's done all those, even like up to Inside Man, Miracle at St. Anna. He's done all those shits, right? Terrence Blanchard, my dad was his music instructor when he was young, right? And because Terrence does all of Spike's stuff, I guess through that connection, Spike, my mom, Terrence Blanchard, that's how they all hang out. My mom just knows a bunch of random famous people, and she never puts me in a room with none of them. Not at all. Like, it is the most frustrating thing to know that, like, my mom at any point could push the button on my career and chooses not to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I like a lot of Spike Lee's stuff. Didn't he do Summer of Sam too?
Yeah, he did Summer of Sam, and he did the American version of Old Boy with Josh Brolin. I think he did that. Wait, let me check that first. Like, as I might be talking shit and be wrong. Hold on, wait, make sure I'm right. This information age, Old Boy American.
Now we're at 15%. How about we get it to 20? Come on, guys. Tip train. Tip here. I'll make it easy on you. I'm going to link everybody the Streamlabs link. I'm going to pin it in the chat. Because honestly, it's kind of brutal. On Saturday when we have to, we always do it, but it takes like 6 hours. And I'm hoping that, you know, we can pull off like 20% tonight. And then maybe on Thursday another 20%. I waited for 4 months for Diablo 4 to come out, and I've hardly played it because I've been so busy streaming all the time. So I'm thinking maybe I might go to Twitch. I don't know. Maybe tonight. I don't know. Maybe not. I'll do it soon.
Yeah. So Spike Lee did Old Boy, and for your FD Fad. I'm sorry I'm getting your name wrong. If I apologize, I am not doing it intentionally. Yes, Spike Lee also did Malcolm X. I actually am not a big Spike Lee fan. There's some stuff that he's got that I like, but I don't love. I don't just like automatically love. Actually, you know what movie he did that I absolutely loved? Fucking Black Klansman with fucking John David Washington and Adam Driver. That movie is amazing. That movie is fucking hilarious.
I've never seen it.
I watched a YouTube video the other day about. It was like, hey, do you guys want to hear a story about the black guy that joined the Ku Klux Klan? And then as I was watching the story, I was like, oh, this is Black Klansman. And then I watched this whole 20, 30-minute video on YouTube. And then in the last 5 seconds of the video, the guy added an amendment on it. He was like, oh yeah. And they made a movie about this apparently. Yeah, they made a movie that got nominated for Best Picture. In that movie, Topher Grace plays David Duke.
I had no idea.
Listen, it is a fantastic movie. It is hilarious. A Black Klansman. I feel like it was a comedy, right? Maybe it wasn't. I felt like it was a comedy. It shit made me laugh my ass off. It was super fun.
The title sounds like a comedy.
Listen, it was so funny because it was this guy was like he got hired by his local police department in the 60s and 70s to infiltrate what they felt like were black political groups, like the Black Panthers, Black Panther chapters in these areas and stuff. And then he ended up seeing an ad in the paper to join the KKK, and they had a phone number, and then he calls the phone number. And it was just we got to ask you some questions first to verify who you are. So he just started talking about how he hated niggas and Jews. And they was like, all right, sound like good people to us. And then just had this months-long conversation. But then they wanted to meet him in person. So then Adam Driver ends up being the guy that goes to see him in person. And it's like, hey, man, how come you sound different in person than you do on the phone? And he was like, I got a head cold. It was like, yep, sounds good enough to me. And there's actually a real story that happened. I mean, there's a real part of this movie that's fucking hilarious where the John David Washington is playing the black cop that's pretending to be a KKK member on the phone, right? And he's having regular conversations with David Duke at this point, right? And they end up having a Klan rally in this part of the United States, and John David Washington ends up being the officer that has to escort the KKK through the town, right? So then he finds a way to take a picture with David Duke, right? And he puts his arm around David Duke as they take the picture. And then David Duke like don't touch me, you fucking, but then he's still a cop. So he's like, yeah, don't put my hands on you, what? And then it was and then afterwards, he calls David Duke on the phone as his alternate personality. And then David Duke is complaining to him about him putting his arm around him. And it's and then at the end of the movie, they show the actual picture of them together that was in the paper. It is hilarious. It is a fantastic movie. Oh my God. Black Klansman. Definitely check it out. Great movie.
Black Klansman. Yeah,
Yes.
it sounds like a comedy title.
Yeah, I felt like it was I laughed my ass off watching it. Oh, Topher Grace, yes, Topher Grace was in Predators. Also, yeah. You know, Topher Grace was original. I think I'd read somewhere that he was originally supposed to be Peter Parker in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, and then they
made him Venom. Eddie Brock, right?
Yeah, they ended up making. Well, that was after the fact. It was like they initially, when they were doing the initial round of casting, he was. I think he made. I don't know if it was that they wanted him or he was one of the short list people that they had optioned, and he rejected the role, as I understand it. And then once the movies came out, and then they did gangbusters, then he went back to Sam Raimi, and then they figured out a way how to put him in as Venom instead. But word is that they initially wanted him to play Peter Parker. Somebody should fact check that just to make sense. I mean, just to correct, just because I could be wrong. You know how you read shit online, and I might have read that shit on Reddit, and that might not be true at all. I would have loved to have seen Topher Grace as Peter Parker.
Yeah, I never really imagined. I was kind of surprised that he was in any of the Spider-Man movies.
Topher Grace.
Yeah,
he's an interesting choice for Venom. Very interesting choice. I would have loved to have seen him in Spider-Man. What is it? Far From Home, No Way Home. The third one, the one with they do all the multiverse traveling. I would have loved if Topher Grace's Venom would have popped up in that movie and been like, as somebody who knew that Peter Parker was Spider-Man and then popped in. So I thought he actually was a great Eddie Brock. I actually like him more as Eddie Brock than I like Tom Hardy. And I like Tom Hardy. I think Tom Hardy's a phenomenal actor.
Shinzon.
What is Shinzon?
He was the young clone of Captain Picard.
Hannibal, but I'm not talking Lecter. Let me be straightforward.
From Star
More
Trek
like
Nemesis.
Okay, enough with the Dr. Seuss shit. I've been stuck on AI SpongeBob for the last 6 hours. It's addictive.
Do you remember that?
Wait, say that again? Wait, what was that super chat? Wait, read it, play it back again?
Let me see. Where is it? There it is.
Hannibal, but I'm not talking Lecter. Let me be straightforward. More like a vector. Okay, enough with the Dr. Seuss shit. I've been stuck on AI SpongeBob for the last 6 hours. It's addictive.
Yo, but do you remember Tom Hardy in Star Trek Nemesis? He was the clone of Picard that the Romulans made.
I haven't watched any of the next gen movies in quite. You know what? Let me do one better than that. I haven't watched any of the Star Trek movies, period, in a very long time. I had watched the J.J. Abrams movies a bunch, and I remember when what was the very first TNG original series crossover film?
First Contact. All right, no. It was Generations. I watched Generations a bunch. Look at that, Tom fucking Hardy. Yeah, he was a clone of Picard that the Romulans made. They were gonna try to swap them out basically at some point, but they abandoned the project and never accelerated his age, and then they just threw him in the dilithium mines on Remus, and he was basically in the movie he considers himself a Reman, and he ends up taking over the Romulan Empire and becoming the new. This is kind of how the Romulans got fucked, the beginning of the end for the Romulan Empire. So.
Okay, and so I just watched. I just took the time and binge watched all of Picard, and for the longest time, I had no idea that Picard was supposed to be canon. I thought it took place in kind of an alternate timeline or something, and it was oh no, this is supposed to take place in the same universe as TNG, and it just.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. The first 2 seasons, the third season basically pretended like the first 2 seasons never happened.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I enjoyed the third season. And the more I watched it, the more I kind of got into it. I was like, no. I'm with this. I fuck with this. I enjoyed the second season, although you know what it felt like? The second season felt like those episodes of TNG Voyager or DS9 where they go back in time for like 2 or 3 episodes and then they come back and then, you know, they have to deal with like all of the shit that they changed in the past or whatever. It felt like one of those episodes, but over an entire season.
Yeah, season 1 and season 2 didn't really make a lot of sense. And then there were things that they just kind of abandoned where like the like weird lesbian relationship between 7 of 9 and that other woman in season 3, they just kind of pretended like that never happened. You know, like, and the whole thing with like the Borg Queen, and then like that never happened, and now there's another Borg Queen in season 3. Season 3, they should have just made all 3 seasons like season 3. They could have done like a slower build instead of rushing through it like they did in season 3, and like so. And the only thing they didn't get rid of was in season 1, Picard technically dies. And then he is basically an android, almost like Data, only like more organic. It's fucking, I don't know.
Yeah. Jeffrey Brown in the chat says Babylon 5 is something I watched a lot of growing up. I never got into DS9. I watched a little Voyager. Deep Space Nine is my favorite of all the Star Treks.
It's better than Babylon 5. Babylon 5 is okay for what it is.
Yeah, but Babylon 5 is a great idea that is poorly acted, right? Like I go past the shitty CGI. Like
it's very low budget in many ways. Yeah,
the very like low budget, like Sega Saturn level graphics, right? Like just like take that out the window. I actually love the story. I actually love the story of Babylon 5. I hate the way it is acted, though, right? Like it is just. I've recently done a rewatch of it, right? And I rewatched it, and I was just like, oh no, I see where like Babylon 5 is one of those things. And I saw somebody post this online the other day, and I think it's a great idea. Instead of Hollywood constantly remaking good like movies and TV shows from our past, what if instead they took bad movies and TV shows that had good premises and just remake those instead? You know, Babylon 5 with like the same budget as like The Expanse on Amazon would be great if they redid that shit.
Did you see the Brave New World series that they did? I think it was on Hulu or something.
Brave New World.
Yeah, Brave New World was like a sci-fi novel from back in the day, and they turned it into a series, and I thought it was done pretty well. They have the guy who played Han Solo in Solo as like one of the main characters in it. It's pretty good. It's crazy. It's a dystopian future. Where like
it's the Aldous Huxley joint.
Yes,
okay, yeah. All right, I know I haven't seen this series, but I recently was watching something where somebody referenced this. And okay, all right. You know what? And as we're talking now, I'm going to add it to my Hulu watch list.
Yeah, it's
my ever growing Hulu watch list.
It's like there's like this very strict social class system. Everybody's medicated. Like when people are getting agitated, people just like pop pills into their hands and they take them to like calm down. It's a really weird dystopian future. It's something you should check out. It's kind of, I don't know. I could easily see society going that way someday.
Brand New World. I don't think it's on Hulu anymore.
Let me see. Maybe I was wrong where it is. Let me see. It's Brave New World. Brave New World series.
It's on Peacock now.
Oh, it's on. Okay.
I got you. Well, I got Peacock too, so it works out fine. I got all the streaming services. I'm paying for all the streaming services now. When I look at what I pay for internet and all the streaming services, I might as well just have fucking cable.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zach I'm gonna fuck it up. What is it? Zorak. He says the Orville is better than Star Trek. Everybody I know that's watched the Orville has said that. I'm also trying to watch Avenue 5 right now, HBO Max.
The Orville feels like TNG. Like it's shot the same way and it has the same feel, but it has this kind of goofy comedic element to it also.
Yeah, I've heard that it feels like the space parts of Galaxy Quest. And I'm with that though. I'm with that because I love I like that we're in a space now where there's so much sci-fi content that we can now make spoofs of that content and it's still quality work.
Yeah, I eventually I got bored with it because it wasn't Star Trek, and that was when Discovery came out, which I just refused to watch, to be honest with you. Like
oh man, I enjoyed season 1, loved season 2, did not enjoy season 3, and I haven't watched season 4 yet.
I was insulted by the way Klingons look.
Oh, look, it's another one of those things where in this new Star Trek universe, Klingons look this way.
Blue. They were like blue.
But then Picard season 3, Worf is still Worf.
Yep.
Like so we're not going to acknowledge the fact that he's just the sole Klingon in the universe. We're going to talk about that.
Exactly.
As much as I love Picard season 3, my girlfriend has been watching all of the newer Star Treks, and she was going to start watching Picard, and I told her not to watch it because, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, I was like, Picard season 3 is all fan service, right? If you haven't watched a certain amount of Star Trek, I don't even know if you can appreciate Picard season 3.
Have you seen season 3?
Yeah, I'm all caught up on Picard.
Season 3 was fan service, but it also served to set up the new show that they're going to put out where 7 of 9 is the captain of the Enterprise and Picard's son is going to, works on the ship too. Like that, they basically set that up at the end. So the new they're going to put out a new show with a new Enterprise that Picard was kind of like they kind of like started that. So that's cool.
Picard's son or Beverly Crusher's son?
Both.
That's such a weird thing that they decided to do. And then she named Picard's son after her first husband. That's lame as fuck.
I already like him better than Wesley though. And I knew he had like Picard's Borg sperm impregnated Beverly Crusher, so their son was like Borg from birth, basically. Yeah. I saw that coming. But
yeah, I feel it's bad because like in the world of Star Trek now, the Borg are becoming a lot like the Daleks in Doctor Who. Like it's just whenever they need a villain, it's like, all right, well, throw the Borg in there. And I'm like, I mean, y'all can give us a new villain. Y'all been using the Borg for fucking decades at this point. Borg from birth. That's right.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna wrap it up for tonight. Thanks for coming on and staying a little later. I think
yeah, man. We listen. Me and Monty hadn't been on DP in quite some time. Monty's been dealing with some things. I've been dealing with some things. I've been trying to, like I said, me and my girlfriend just got a house, and. Like doing this whole house shit, man. I'm like, listen, I came up to Seattle for the 1000th episode of Drunken Peasants. I saw how Ben Pye was living, and I was like, I got to step my life game up. So I'm starting to do adult shit. I'm about to have like 5 tiny dogs running around in my shit too, man.
Fuck yeah.
And look, I got this big ass backyard that's fenced in and shit. And I was just like, oh man, it'd be totally cool to have a dog that can run around in this gigantic backyard that I now have to mow.
Oh god, yeah. Mowing.
I'm not looking forward to that at all, man. You know, like Atlanta's basically, fucking indoor from Star Wars. It's basically just like a forest, just with a city in the middle.
That's kind of how it is here too. Like once you leave town, you're like, we have like literal rainforest here too. The closer
you do.
Yeah. So, but it dries up here during the summer. Like you were here during the winter where it was still raining all the time. Right now, all the grass is brown and there's no rain in the foreseeable future here. So.
Yeah. Listen, y'all, it was 15 degrees. It was raining. The rain felt like tiny bullets hitting my skin. And Vosh was walking around with some hoochie daddy shorts on, like it wasn't cold at all. It was insane.
Yeah,
like Jesus, everybody had on like a jacket and some pants, like a hoodie or something. Not Vosh. Vosh had on like short sleeve shirt and some hoochie daddy shorts. If y'all don't know what hoochie daddy shorts is, hoochie daddy shorts go up to like the middle of the thigh, right? So like he had like a considerable amount of thigh and knee meat showing, and was just good. He was just fucking good. He didn't care. Vosh gives no fucks. It was awesome.
Nope, not until Ukraine gets invaded, and then he gives a fuck.
Vosh had his hoochie daddy shorts on. It was very cool, and I've been moving into this new house. I hadn't been so available, but now that I'm in the house. Monty and I will definitely be more available. So at least I know I'll be available. Hopefully I can get Monty. We can figure out what's going on with his computer, and he'll be good. And look, I'm sitting up here still doing the show. It's about to be 1 a.m. here in Atlanta. Like I got to take my girlfriend to the airport in like 5 hours. It don't even make sense for me to go to sleep. I'm gonna just get high for nothing.
All right, guys, we will see all of you back on Thursday. We'll have Adam and Scott on the show. We'll see you then.
See, that's the show I should have been on. Right
you can be on that one too if you want.
I listen. You know, I might take you up on that one, man. I might take you up. I'll let you know. Well, you said the show's on Thursday.
Yep, on Thursday.
I'll let you know tomorrow.
All right, we will see all you guys next time. Have a good night.
Yeah.
In the beginning, there was nothing, and then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Drunken Peasants, Drunken Peasants, Drunken Peasants, Drunken Peasants. From the strangest corners of the internet, gonna get TP'd by Billy and Ben. You know where you can find them at. Get ready, cause they're gonna kick your... Drunken Peasants, Drunken Peasants, Drunken Peasants, Drunken Peasants.